The Dueler tires on Terrence Knighton's truck are engineered to be Bridgestone's best SUV tires, and now they have an 80,000-mile tread wear warranty.
Guess we're gonna be here a while.
First time on a treadmill?
What are you saying?
I'm just saying.
With an 80,000-mile tread wear warranty, the Dueler tires are Bridgestone's best SUV tires. Go to BridgestoneTire.com to find a Bridgestone dealer near you.
Hockey rivalries are tough. But saving money with Geico is easy.
I'm okay.
Geico, proud partner of the...
I'm big into fantasy football. That's why I got NFL Sunday Ticket Max. They've got a new channel that's fully dedicated to nothing but fantasy. It takes you player to player live, so you can see everything as it happens and watch your fantasy players rack up the points, which kind of gets me excited.
Become the world's most powerful fan. Get NFL Sunday Ticket now and don't miss another minute of football.
Buy NBA League Pass and watch the excitement of the new season wherever you want.
He's not human! Look out!
You'll get live NBA games on your TV, computer, tablet, and phone. Watch the incredible action anywhere. Buy NBA League Pass for only 5 payments of $39.99 a month. To order now, call 1-800-GET-SPORTS or visit directtv.com/NBA.
Welcome back. One preseason game left. Washington Capitals, Carolina Hurricanes. The Hurricanes making some changes in management. Ron Francis coming on in as the new general manager. Bill Peters, the new head coach. And now they're already dealing with an injury to a significant player in preseason, and that is Jordan Staal. But another Staal needs to step up his game. Eric.
This is going to be difficult because all the pressure is now on Eric Staal. Jordan Staal, the #2 center, is not going to be in the lineup. He may not come back this year after a serious broken leg. But Eric Staal has to improve off of his worst offensive point production or average point production per game in his career other than his rookie season. And the Carolina Hurricanes need other players to step in and help. You've got Alexander Semin is a huge player. Jeff Skinner can score goals, but it all depends on how Eric Staal can do in the middle. No pressure, Eric. Fortunately for Eric Staal, he's very used to this pressure, and if he can elevate his game and find that offensive game that he has had his whole career, now the Carolina Hurricanes may be in more games than they were last year.
A lot of pundits, they're split down the middle when it comes to the goaltending. Ward, yes, his contract, he should be the #1, but everyone is saying Hudobin should just surpass him and they should put him in net.
You know, this was one of the biggest problems I always saw in Carolina was Jim Rutherford was so loyal. This team is so loyal to the guys who won the Cup. Cam Ward was the guy. In my mind, in my estimation, Anton Hudobin is the guy who should be taking the #1 role. Don't know if it'll happen, but if Carolina wants to make a push this year and next year, Hudobin will be the guy to carry him.
Interesting to see how that will play out in the crease. This is the final preseason game. Carolina Hurricanes, Washington Capitals. We'll see you in the first intermission.
Season game in the NHL for 2014 comes from right here at Verizon Center in Washington, D.C. The Capitals entertaining the Carolina Hurricanes on CSN Mid-Atlantic and the NHL Network. Joe Beninati, Craig Laughlin upstairs, Al Koken, your ringside reporter. Washington in the red. On-ice officials, the referees are Sharon and Lecuyer. McPherson and Nowak have the line. Yuri Tolusti for the visiting Canes. Works back through center. There's John Carlson on patrol, and early line changes for these two sides. 25 seconds into the contest. Lines at the top of the top of the screen for you. Barry Trotz said that by this game, the line combinations should be somewhat set as to how we might proceed on Thursday. All that remains to be seen.
Yeah, interesting start, too, for the Caps. Brooks Laich, another guy that has versatility, actually started at center with Warden Chimera, a spot that we thought Kuznetsov might have been lining up for to start this season.
To use your words, no. Look at my chart. I have Laich in the middle between those veterans. Watch out. Down goes Gerby. Barry Trotz, a talking point for Al Koken early in this game's contest. There was some thought as to whether or not this would be the dress rehearsal for the full squad as we anticipate. Barry had some tinkering to do, and perhaps another thought cross his mind.
Yeah, I think both teams are really viewing that as this. You know, the Canes finishing off their 7th game, the Caps with 8 games. A lot of preseason games for both these clubs. For Barry Trotz, it was all about building chemistry and details. Same thing for new head coach Peters in Carolina. All trying to send the same message to their respective new teams.
Bill Peters hired in June to run the ship for the Carolina Hurricanes.
Yeah, and at the top, it started right there with Ron Francis, now the GM, not Jimmy Rutherford. Obviously, Bill Peters, Rod Brindamore, Steve Smith now behind the bench helping out.
Uh-oh. Jeff Skinner, very wobbly. Skinner, the outstanding goal scorer for Carolina, a player who has had some head injuries in the past.
Yeah, they've already lost one of their stars in Jordan Stahl. Now here's Skinner. Gets the shot right there by Niskanen, and down he goes. And Skinner's a guy that through his career has always had a great year. Last year, arguably his best as far as goals and points, 33 goals. Can't afford to lose that guy.
Face-off to come in neutral ice. Just the second minute of this opening period. And concern for Jeff Skinner, the 22-year-old fifth-year pro, if you can believe it. Definitely has that past history of head injury to worry about as Hillen gracefully works into the offensive zone. Kuznetsov shoots one wide of the cage. Chris Brown is there towards the goal, guarded by Anton Hudobin today for Carolina.
Man, this is one area the Caps want to really get ready for Thursday in Montreal. It's been their starts. It seemed like this team throughout the preseason, Joe, slow starts, and they seem to get progressively better through the 3 periods.
Craig Laughlin takes you through the net-minding matchup.
And Hudobin gets the nod for Carolina. Good battle there with Cam Ward backing up, 33-19-2 in his career. And for the Caps, Braden Holtby. Peters played all of the last game. Braden Holtby gets the start this afternoon. He's got 60 wins on his ledger. The last couple, 23 wins plus on his score sheet.
Carolina in preseason at 2-4 as Holtby makes the stop. And Braden is now appearing in his 5th different preseason game.
Long shot again. Easy gobble up with that catching glove for Braden Holtby. Anointed arguably the #1 guy. Look for him to play 60 games or so. I think Peters would get about 20 or 25. That's the type of plan you'd expect from the Caps as Peters sits down. Good career for Peters as part of the Carolina Hurricanes for years.
Parts of 8 years in the Carolina system. Chimera reversing the flow as Holtby will tee it up for returning John Carlson, 24-year-old blue liner. Played 28 minutes in the recent preseason game that went through overtime with Philadelphia. Chimera towards the goal, no troubles for Hudobin.
Nice looking pair. Orpik and Carlson, guys that can really move. Orpik more of a guy that's going to sit back and let John roam free a little bit. More joining of the rush. Orpik's a guy that they really need this year. You know, they signed a big contract, but he's got to be a crease cleaner. He's got to clean out guys, and the Caps have to be more physical in their zone. Number 44 should provide that.
Smart looking breakout pass there. Holtby to Alzer, and they're away clean. Brouwer's wrister blocked by Falk as Hudobin taps it to the back dasher. Hurricanes will pounce on it. No scoring in this contest. Just about 3 minutes old. Gerby on the go with Sekera. Andre Sekera closed off by Niskanen. 5-on-5 play. Neither team has had a man advantage just yet. Dave McClement is there, 18 in white, 31-year-old veteran center for these Canes. Elias Lindholm will pressure Niskanen. A turning Troy Brouwer guns it in from center. That's going to be an icing call against the Caps. Gives us a chance to welcome Al Koken.
Joe, thank you very much. As always, we encourage our viewers to join the conversation on Twitter. And we ask you this question this afternoon. In your mind, what has been the most intriguing storyline of the Capitals training camp so far? Get your responses in to hashtag Capitals Talk. We'll hear from you throughout the game.
That's hashtag Capitals Talk. Bunch of storylines at the outset. Some of them have been ironed out. Chris Terry below the goal line for the visiting Carolina Hurricanes.
Well, they have to be ironed out by 5 o'clock this upcoming Tuesday.
Tuesday, 5 p.m., the deadline for opening night rosters. Terry chunks one wide of the goal and hope he will clamp onto the carom.
Slow start in this hockey game for both hockey clubs. Not a whole lot of quality chances so far.
Wouldn't you expect that, though? Because I would think that guys would go through this last preseason game just trying to, as you say, get a lather up.
Or going through the motions, saying, you know what, we got tomorrow off. We got to gear up for Thursday. Carolina's got a game, I think, opening up on Friday or Saturday. So some time in there to continue practicing and get the chemistry among their line mates.
Washington gets Montreal here on Thursday. The Canes open up a home-and-home set with the New York Islanders, who've been busy making trades. That's Friday, Saturday in the week ahead for Carolina.
Well, they signed goalies like Chad Johnson, and then now they've got to add a couple of defensemen in Boychuk and Nick Leddy. So their back line has automatically got better as of yesterday.
I'll say. Eric Fair there lost that puck. The possession to Nash, he did not clear. Backstrom in tight on his way down. Stick save, Hudobin. Backstrom, Ovechkin, and Fair out there now for head coach Barry Trotz. At a point position, it's Schmidt. To a turning Ovechkin to the goal mouth. It caroms off of John Michael Lyles. It's skated to safety by Tim Gleason. Rugged customer on the back end for the Canes.
Yeah, 2 veteran guys there. Their back line is rather young, but when you add Gleason in and Lyles, who's the oldest of the bunch, brings them a little stability back on their blue line.
Gleason 31, Lyles 33 years of age. Liam O'Brien towards the goal. It's jabbed aside by Anton Hudobin. Murphy channels it down the dasher. It'll come the length of the pond. It's icing against Carolina.
And for the Caps, Nick Backstrom has their best opportunity here about 5 minutes in. It's actually on his knees. Good retrieval there by OV. And then there's the shot as their big defenseman right on top of him, Tim Gleason. But he does get the shot away. There it is. It's a toughie there. Good job by Hudobin. As we take a look on our Jeep net cam, no room between the pads where it looked like Nick Backstrom was trying to fidget that puck.
Backstrom, who had the shootout deciding goal against the Flyers here back on Thursday night. The clincher turned in by Yevgeny Kuznetsov. Alexander Semin, all of a sudden 3 years in this Carolina system now for him. O'Brien fights through a check, feeds the front, on the deep, score! Kuznetsov from O'Brien, Caps on top.
Well, we talked a lot about different guys at the top of the show. One was Kuznetsov. We forgot to remember about Liam O'Brien. What a great power move along the wall, making sure he continues. A beautiful pass, and then he gets a lucky bounce off to Lusty, does Kuznetsov. And the Caps have a 1-0 lead here this afternoon. Great view there right in the paint, but it was the pass and the strength of Liam O'Brien that leads to a goal. I mean, he's on the bubble. I know to make this team, being a young guy, Joe, give the kid a contract. He's been terrific.
Invited to camp on a tryout arrangement, and he has been one man very obvious throughout these preseason games. The Capitals with a mark of 4-3, entering this their 8th and final preseason tilt. Kuznetsov at the 5:20 mark. It's 1-0 DC. Chimera lets it go. He scores! Jason Chimera.
Caps at Verizon against Carolina through the years have been dominant, and they have scored goals in bunches. Same holds true this afternoon. Good lead pass, a little redirect by Like. Sharp angle shot. Hudobin goes down a little bit early, and there's that glove right in the crutch of the elbow and the catching glove, and it goes right in that so-called 7 or 8 hole to give the Caps a 2-0 lead.
Ovechkin looking for another one, had it blocked by Lyles. Washington with 2 goals in less than 40 seconds there. Kuznetsov and Chimera back-to-back. Schmidt had it bounce over his blade. Eric Fair to cover up. On for Ovechkin, who boots it towards Backstrom. Chris Terry to play. Knocked down to the ice. 6.5 minutes old are we inside of Verizon Center, and the Caps have a 2-0 advantage. Backstrom waiting for it at the line, has to spin back to avoid the offside. Both teams in the midst of a line change. Jack Hillen, 28-year-old Minnesota native. Soon to set sail for Washington. Gerby is there to flush him out. Marcus Johansson, cross rink. There's Brooks Orpik. Saucered that one neatly away from Boychuk. Picks up Burakovsky on the run. A turning Ryan Murphy with it. 21-year-old blue liner gets it ahead only as far as John Carlson, who's working and back with the rugged Orpik. Carlson advances through center. Burakovsky snaking in. Murphy makes the stick check. 2-0 lead for the Caps. 2 tallies, 34 seconds apart. Kuznetsov and Chimera on the board. Murphy waiting for this bouncing puck to calm down. Chris Brown is there for Washington. Brown sprints to the outside. Brown with O'Brien and Kuznetsov. Yevgeny Kuznetsov picked up by Hainsey. To the slot, Brown. Dish it on top, Niskanen. This way to Alzner. It floats right to the catching glove of Anton Khudobin. We played 7 minutes and 55 seconds of the first. Washington off to a flying start. Jason Chimera, second on the board. 2-0 Caps on CSN.
It's not what you expect. It's not a compromise. It's not a sports car. It's a Sedona.
If a picture is worth 1,000 words, what's a video worth? If it's worth something to you, it's worth sharing on Vimeo. With beautiful HD playback, powerful privacy controls, and no disruptive ads. Join for free at Vimeo.com.
Montel here from Money Mutual. I'd like you to meet Shelley.
I was juggling a lot of payments. I got behind on the electric bill, so I needed money in a hurry.
So she called Money Mutual. They have a network of short-term lenders who can lend you up to $1,000 in as little as 24 hours. Money Mutual has helped over 1 million people like Shelley get short-term cash. It's fast, it's easy, it's private. Shelley's kids think that she's 1 in a million, and so do we. Go to moneymutual.com or call 1-800-555-CASH.
On F Street, Verizon Center, playing host to NHL preseason. Game number 8 for Washington, a 2-0 advantage over the Hurricanes. Star Treks presented by Toyota. Locker first-round draft classmates that are fun to watch.
Yeah, 2 sweet Swedes. Elias Lindholm for the Carolina Hurricanes. Real good year last year. Put up some decent numbers already. 9 goals, 21 points. Burakovsky, I think fans were going to see a lot of this guy. Picked just a little bit later at 23rd, has had a real strong training camp. I would expect him to be in the opening night roster come Thursday.
Burakovsky, the 19-year-old rookie born in Austria of Swedish descent. Shakira's pass behind its intended target, looking for Chad LaRose. LaRose back in business in the NHL, sat out last year. As this puck winds up off of the rink.
Yeah, he signed with Charlotte in the American Hockey League, trying to get another year, a couple more under his belt as you look at one of the goal scorers and Brown playing on that tough line. I mean, Kuznetsov, when he can dangle, when he's got guys like Brown around him, and Brown's had a real strong training camp, working the wall, real nice job, fidgeting pucks out of corners. He's a big guy that can really skate, bring some speed to that fourth line, a line so important to so many teams now in the NHL.
And a position that was held last year by impressive rookie Tom Wilson. Wilson, of course, on the injured list for Washington, and he's not alone. Orloff and Green are there. Pasquale, the netminder, Volpatti, Beagle. We've seen a bunch of guys with bumps and bruises in the offseason and preseason, for that matter. Nearing the midway mark of this opening period. Caps in the offensive zone. Carolina still without Jeff Skinner, who was rattled in the first 4 minutes of the game. Through the slot, back to point position. Kirby without his stick. Good job to shield Carlson away. And then Justin Falk will clear it deep.
Yeah, it was really an innocent play. Just to tangle up with Niskanen, a little bit of a forearm. And that was it. And down he went. Right down the runway. Not returned.
Alex Ovechkin hooks the pass to Backstrom. Pad save Hudobin. Alexander Ovechkin. 9 years exactly to the day he made his first NHL appearance in regular season action. October 5, 2005 against Columbus, and it was memorable with a couple of tallies.
All dolled up yesterday, right, for the Nats game. Huge Nats fan. Alex part of the festivities there. Not the score we wanted to see here in Washington.
At least he got to see a doubleheader.
Yeah.
Oh, did that hurt, by the way. Backstrom, collared by a young center in the Carolina lineup, Victor Rask, 21-year-old Swede.
And he's been the story sort of for them, just like our guy Burakovsky. Joe Rask has had a very strong camp and may make their roster.
Nash pouncing on this puck. Back come the Canes in the white jerseys. Skipping to the outside, Toulousny, guarded by Niskanen and Chimera. Back behind the cage, it's Hillen. Breakout pass didn't get through from Ward. Murphy reorganizes for the Canes on the rush. Stacked up by Hillen. Niskanen keeps it moving. Point position, there's Hainsey. More than halfway through this opening frame, Caps on top by 2. Kuznetsov and Chimera this Sunday afternoon in D.C. Murphy keeping an eye on Ward and vice versa. McClement ready to go. On the hand-ahead. Holtby handles that easy dump in from Hainsey, then slings it to the glass, but not out. Eric Stahl towards the goal. Hit the skirt of the net. Stahl gets it back. Feeds for Falk. He fires. That hit a defender in the rump. Falk's backhand didn't get through, and a first penalty call coming up now at the 11:04 mark. The call is going to be hooking. Back with the game's first power play after these words.
At Goodyear, everything we've learned making these tires inspires what we roll into yours. Goodyear, more driven.
You guys are eating burgers?
Hey, summer's over.
Halloween's coming. You gotta stay in shape for all the costumes.
What's that?
You know, like attractive nurse, spicy Red Riding Hood, Viking Princess Warrior, hot devil, sassy teacher, and foxy fullback. Touchdown.
Can we go over the Viking lady again?
Whatever you're staying fit for, start at Subway. With loads of delicious low-fat sandwiches like tender turkey piled with any of your favorite veggies. Subway, eat fresh.
Looking sharp, Len. Who's the lucky lady?
I'm going to the bank to discuss a mortgage.
See, you need a loan, you put on a suit, you go crawling to the bank. This is how I dress to get a mortgage. I just go to LendingTree. I calculate how much home I can afford. I get multiple offers to compare side by side. And the best part is, the banks come crawling to me.
Everything you need to get a better mortgage. Clothing optional. LendingTree. When banks compete, you win.
Okay. Awkward.
In a world of myths and gods, glorious warriors and their allies advance into battle. Choose your god and play now for free at Grepolis.tv. Get the app now.
It's a 2-0 lead for the Washington Capitals. Blaine Forsythe, what do you want to see out of this last preseason game?
I think a lot of things come together. I thought we've done good things throughout the games, but not put a full 60 minutes together. We had a good start here. We're playing with lots of pace, and that's what we want to see right now.
And what's the key for this penalty kill?
Get her done, block some shots. They got a good power play. They got some skill. We got to know our assignments and shut them down.
All right, thanks very much, Blaine Forsythe. Illegal Seafood's bite of the night. Just get her done, boys.
Get her done. Gentlemen, when we spoke with Bill Peters earlier in the day, he wanted to see this power play unit improve, obviously, from the lowly totals they performed with last year.
Well, Florida was at the bottom of the pack at 10%. Sabres 14.1. The Canes at 14.6. And Peters, I think when he took the job, he said, you know what? Look at some of the stars we have out here. It's got to be better than that if we're going to have success. For the Capitals penalty killers, aggressiveness is a key ingredient to start this season.
Brouwer looking for help, none there. As the Canes rewind, 8:15 with which to work in the first. Carolina trailing by 2 on enemy ice in Washington. Goals from Kuznetsov and Chimera, 34 seconds apart. Niskanen digging in on the penalty killing chores. Murphy. This way to Semin. Winds. Forces that pass. It worked out okay. Murphy drags it back. Semin doesn't shoot it. Murphy will. Lacing that one high. Eric Stahl takes it off the boards. Brother Jordan injured and out for a while for these Canes. On a give-and-go rotation play, that was deflected. Chimera has some running room. One-on-one against Semin. Chimera works wide. Semin puts the stick check on, and Alex Semin is headed to the penalty box.
Well, that's the problem you run into when you have a forward playing defense, and he's the only one back. His partner got caught up ice. Now it's Chimera versus Semin, and Chimera's saying, you know what, it's a forward backpedaling. And Semin, one of the key guys, wearing the A. They want him to be part of the leadership group in Carolina. There's the slash, catches his hands, easy call. Tough to play defense when you have a speedy guy like Chimera also. It's a hooking call against Alex Semin.
So we will play 4-on-4 for 30 seconds, and then the Caps will get an abbreviated power play as we move towards the tail end of this opening period. Rask guides it out wide for Andrej Sekera, 28-year-old Slovak. Figures to get a lot of ice time from Bill Peters this season. Niskanen on for Schmidt. Caps working back through center. Ovechkin posted up at the line. Cross rink for Niskanen on the entry. Angled well by Falk. Sekera has the puck for Carolina. Didn't get it clear. Johansson fires. Hudobin makes the glove save. Loose in front. Tapped away by Rask. Patrolling the front of the goal. Good spin move from Johansson. Reverses to Backstrom. Caps a man up for 68 seconds. Nicholas Backstrom led the league in power play points a season ago. Waits, then fires. Deflected wide of the goal. Golfed out of there off the boards, but kept by Carlson. Long wrister pad save, Hudobin. Backstrom, beautiful look. Brouwer, one more, off the pipe! That was picture perfect for Ovechkin. A slap pass looking down low came through Johansson. Marcus tried to stuff that one. Backstrom regroups. His feed deflected. Did Carlson keep it in? He sure did. Brouwer towards the goal, and Falk says, get away from me.
Yeah, nice execution there. Exactly what Trotz and his coaching staff wanted to see in this type of game. You get in a rhythm on a power play, and we know it's going to be powerful. You've got to have a good feeling, though, come Thursday night. That's going to make you feel pretty good, the way they move that puck around.
The passing work there was exquisite. Kuznetsov on the second wave. Final 8 seconds of the man advantage. Burakovsky out there just the same, working the corner. Twists it on around for Kuznetsov to the front. Ward, and Hudobin makes the stop. When they're working it right, that puck moves like a pinball.
Yeah, you'll see this passing play. You called it exquisite, Joe, right on the money. OV right off the pipe head. Hudobin beat. Brouwer, shot. There's an empty net right off the crossbar and out.
Alex Ovechkin just that close to his third power play goal of the preseason. We'll get you back for the final few moments of period one after this.
.com is the web's most trusted penny auction source, with discounts you have to see to believe. There are hundreds of brand name, brand new products every day. These are a few items that have recently been won for under $100. And because the price only moves up 1 penny at a time, you get incredible discounts like 85, 95, even 99% off retail. Shop smart, save more, have fun at Beezid.com. That's BEEZID.com. Beezid.
Hockey is back. And Molson Canadian NHL Face-Off gets it all started. On October 8th, the puck drops on a new season with live coverage of the festivities from Yonge and Dundas Square in Toronto, followed by an opening night doubleheader. First, Giroux and the Flyers take on Chara and the Bruins, followed by a Stanley Cup banner raising in Los Angeles as the defending champion Kings welcome the Sharks to town. Don't miss Molson Canadian NHL Face-Off and the start of a new season on NBCSN and NHL Network. Watch live out-of-market hockey wherever you are with NHL Game Center Live, at home or on the go. Never miss a moment with DVR controls, extra camera angles, multi-game views, and your choice of home and away broadcasts. Plus, access games on all of your favorite devices, including tablets, smartphones, PCs, and connected devices. One subscription lets you watch how you want, when you want, wherever you are. Sign up today at NHL.com/GCL.
Kuznetsov and Chimera, the goal scorers. Caps on top by 2. CSN insider Chuck Gormley's been keeping tabs on Mike Green.
Expect to see him on Thursday night. He's nursing an upper body injury. He told me that he's working a lot with Todd Reardon, and one of the things that Todd Reardon is showing him how to do more so this season, last season, is a lot of stick work, a lot of quick sticks. He's working with all the defensemen on this, something you'll see a lot from Matt Niskanen this season.
Caps working here. Down low, Chuck Hudobin makes the stick save. Washington tripling up Carolina in terms of shots in this first period. 9-3 at last check, leading by 2 where it matters most. And to Chuck's point, Locker, Coach Reardon is going to have an impact and put his imprint on that blue line.
Yeah, and like every coach now in this day and age, it's all about details. And one of the details, you know, we always talk about it and we say it sort of nonchalantly, stick on puck. Well, it takes some teaching and some learning and to be better with your stick. It's not as easy as saying stick on puck. It's all about movement. It's all about strength. It's all about reach. All things to take away the sense of an offensive guy with the puck.
Kirby pulls the trigger, buzzed it wide. The ricochet sends Chris Brown the other way. Brown will shuttle this one into the corner. Sweep it for Yevgeny Kuznetsov. It came through to point position for Carl Alsner. Wide of the goal. Nate Schmidt there to stoke it into the corner. O'Brien has the puck. Brown is next, guarded by LaRose. 5-on-5 play continues. Carolina working a man down, if you will, with the talented Jeff Skinner still in the dressing room after taking a shot to his head in the first few moments of this contest and making a very wobbly and woozy way to the dressing room tunnel. Boychuk reversing the flow. 3:40 left in the opening period. Ovechkin and Baron Backstrom out there to threaten Hudobin in the goal for Carolina. John Michael Lyles sprints ahead, hammers one in from neutral. Bill Peters can make a defense change.
Yeah, and talking to Bill Peters before this game here, Joe, he also said that both these goalies will probably play in their back-to-backs to open up the season. It's been a good battle. You know, Cam Ward's come back. He's had a real good preseason. Cam Ward is Cam Ward. You know what you're getting. When he's healthy, he's an elite goaltender, and Hudobin put together a real nice string last year, so it's a real healthy battle.
Backstrom, backhand, blocker pad save Hudobin. Alsner, switch it up. Niskanen winds and fires. That sizzler went wide of the goal. Less than 3 minutes in the opening period, separating us from Lattice's intermission live, and a feature on Washington Capitals draft pick Nathan Walker to come. Brouwer one time sent it wide on the short side. Burakovsky caught him out of the corner of his eye. Burakovsky muscling off the backboard. To point position, Alsner. Rink wide, Niskanen. blocked, and it dribbles wide of the cage. White jerseyed Hurricanes play clear, being outshot 10-3 and heavily outplayed when it comes to scoring chances. There's a delayed call coming against the Canes. 6 attackers on with Holtby on the bench. Weaving his way ahead, it's Light. Johansson turns. The trailer is Niskanen. One touch forward, try to make one more pass. And the Caps go to a power play late in the first. Blocker way back early in the first maybe 3-4 minutes of this contest. It was a bumpy road for Jeff Skinner.
Yeah, he got tied up on a faceoff, and watch Niskanen come through right there, and he catches Skinner. Skinner went off immediately, has not returned, and that would be a big-time loss. The referee's going to help him get his stick and get to the locker room. We don't expect him. I would not expect him to return in a preseason game with so much at stake for Carolina in the regular season. He's a star player. They've already lost Stahl. Peters cannot afford to lose a guy like Jeff Skinner.
2011 Rookie of the Year, Jeff Skinner. Locker mentioned a career best 33 tallies a season ago. Caps get their second power play of the day, hoping to improve upon a 2-0 first period lead. Sekera, watchful against Backstrom, knocks him down. Whistle here. And a call perhaps for what, closing your hand on the puck?
Yep, against, I think, the Caps.
Nicholas Backstrom?
Yep. Down low, closing your glove over the puck. Nick's not going to like the call. He's going to give it the wet 4. OV says, get out of my way. I got to make the call.
Penalty for covering the puck.
And then he'll talk to OV, but he had to make sure he had sight lines. Backstrom really didn't argue, so we're going to take a look at this down low. Backy gets knocked down, and you'll see right there, right underneath that glove, is the puck. The referee makes a quick decision. We'll play 4-on-4.
Referee Frederick Lecuyer making that decision. 4-on-4 hockey for the balance of this first period. Niskanen with help from Brouwer. Carl Alsner will start the breakout for the Caps. 4-on-4 situation with 90 seconds to go. Niskanen, big dollar free agent in the summer of 2014, clears in. Hudobin waiting for it inside the trapezoid. Extended by a couple of feet on each side this year. The pass for Alsner. Misses the mark all the way for Braden Holtby. Slings it on for Johansson, an aerial that was gloved down. To the slot, Ovechkin. One more Alsner, stopped by Hudobin. Niskanen takes it off the dasher towards the cage. Hudobin, without his mask, makes the glove save.
Hudobin will get all situated once the goalie goes into mask. Immediate whistle. Here's Holtby, long-range pass. They love his passing ability and his stick work. That springs the Caps. The Canes on a little bit of a line change too, and that leads to that scoring chance by the Washington Capitals. But it all starts with a good transition out of the zone by the Capitals, Braden Holtby.
We've heard that Washington is going to be more conscientious defensively under Barry Trotz, but they still have that globetrotter ability when they try and move the puck like that.
I like to see them play less in their own zone this season, and plays like that really help you out, getting the puck up in a hurry, because we know they're so skilled up front. Get it out of your zone and work between the Blues and the offensive zone, and they'll be in good shape.
Russians, Ovechkin and Kuznetsov out there now in red. Orpik and Carlson in back, final 50 seconds of the first. Still 4-on-4 all the way through this period's completion. Kuznetsov delicately on for Ovechkin, stick check by Hainsey. Murphy has it for Carolina. Spins to relieve some pressure. Ron Hainsey skips back through center with Alex Semin. Eric Stahl on the clear in. Shots on goal are 12-3 Washington. Semin turns using the cage. The blast from Stahl that didn't get through as he's worked over by Carlson. 10 seconds remain in the period right now. Orpik protecting the puck along the board. Carlson just the same. Stahl came up high. Ovechkin came after Stahl, and here's some rough stuff On the backboards between star players.
Yeah, both referees had their arms up there. Heavy hitting. It all started with an Orpik hit on Hainsey, trying to retrieve the puck on a 4-on-4 situation. Then Stahl sort of jumps up a little bit and hits the Caps behind the net, and then all heck breaks loose behind the net. Ovechkin and Stahl, as you mentioned, Joe, the two captains heavily involved down there, and Stahl now slow getting up. There's the shot to Orpik. Here comes OV in. They want to be a team this year and to work as a team and build that team camaraderie. And here you'll see it as the captain comes in and helps out Karlsson and Orpik.
Ovechkin definitely didn't like Stahl going airborne there.
Yeah, he left his feet, which should have been the first penalty doled out by the referees.
A high hit on John Karlsson. As Stahl voices his displeasure, the officials huddle up.
It should be 2 for charging and 2 for OV coming in late there to help out his teammates. They should just be coincidental minors at the worst here, late minutes of the first period.
1958, the time of all these penalties to come, as referee Lecuyer sorts it out at the table. Stahl, of course, is an interested bystander. Still in a 4-on-4 situation for 6 seconds, and of course will spill over to period number 2. Barry Trotz wants a word of explanation. So too, Bill Peters. All of this with 1.2 to go in the first of this, the absolute last preseason game in the NHL this fall. And Lecuyer will get an earful from Trotz. Stahl, 2 for elbowing.
2 minutes for charging, 2 minutes for roughing.
Ovechkin, 2 charging, 2 roughing.
I agree with Barry. I would not be happy with that call.
All of that will make a whole lot more sense to you when we begin period number 2. Just 1.2 seconds left. Towards the cage, swatted away by Karlsson. And the siren sounds, ending the opening 20 minutes in Washington, D.C. Evgeny Kuznetsov at 5:20. Jason Chimera would follow at 5:54. Back-to-back red lights for the guys in the red jerseys in a 2-0 lead. Lattice's intermission.
Washington Capitals scoring 34 seconds apart to jump out to the 2-0 lead over the Carolina Hurricanes. The Capitals also out-shooting the Canes 12-3. Welcome back inside our NHL Network studios. Andy Petrillo alongside Dave Reed. Some feisty play in that first period as well, and one of them happening right near the end of the first. You had Ovechkin and Eric Stahl. It seemed like Ovechkin taking some exception here, Stahl and Karlsson, and he just goes right on in and hits him.
Well, Ovechkin sticking up for his teammate. Stahl comes in, leads his feet a little bit on the hit you can see on Karlsson, and Ovechkin right behind him immediately went after Eric Stahl. And maybe this is the new look Capitals. You want your captain to step up for your teammates. And remember, this is the old Southeast Division rivalry going on here. These two teams played each other many times, don't like each other, and Alexander Ovechkin saying, hey, don't be jumping up at my defenseman and doing that. So Eric Stahl, I'm sure, was not very happy in the play as Ovechkin put him in a pretty good headlock. But it's interesting, that final game of exhibition play before the regular season starts, and these two teams are renewing the hostilities that we'll probably see in the regular season.
Another play involved Jeff Skinner, Matt Niskanen, and Jeff Skinner, such a talented player, but has already dealt with at least 2 concussions in his career. So anytime he takes any kind of knock to the head, you know the team is on guard. He has left the game because of this.
This is unfortunate. It's Matt Niskanen comes up, and it looks like a forearm shiver, but in closer review, you can see Skinner's face, cheek actually hits the number on Niskanen. Niskanen did get low, pulled his hand up, and the forearm shiver, for those of you who don't know, is when a player comes up and catches the forearm right in the chin area or the face area of the opposition. In this situation, though, Skinner's head definitely hit the arm and the bicep of Niskanen. I don't think it was a cheap shot in any way. It's more of a, you're finishing the play, and it was more, I'll stop you. But unfortunately for Jeff Skinner, and maybe hopefully more precaution than anything, that he left the game after 13, was it 13 seconds of ice time? So for the Carolina Hurricanes, you cannot afford to lose Jeff Skinner for any length of time. 33 goals last season. You're leading goal scorer for a team that struggles to score goals. Hopefully he's not going to return, or hopefully he returns, but if he doesn't, it's strictly precaution, and he'll be ready for the home opener or the start of the season. But we'll just have to wait and see. Just scary. Anytime head shots or head injuries happen, they are scary in this game, especially for players like Skinner who have had a history of head injuries.
Washington Capitals not struggling to score in this period. Let's get you caught up on those highlights. And first to score would be Kuznetsov, who puts them up 1-0.
Well, Evgeny Kuznetsov has not necessarily had a great exhibition season, but this is what he does best. 5 years in the KHL. Patience, patience, patience. Gets a lucky bounce, but still was able to patiently put it between the wickets.
And then it would be Jason Chimera. That's it, 34 seconds apart to make it 2-0.
How about that pass in the middle of the ice? Is that Brooks Laich with that pass, or Niskanen up to Laich? And look at Chimera. He's looking around for Brooks Laich going, hey, great pass. But Jason Chimera has got all sorts of speed. If he can continue that shot in the goal scoring, it'd be a huge bonus for the Caps.
These two teams in the Eastern Conference, and that's what we're going to be looking at tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, previewing all 16 teams in the East. When we come back, we're talking more Washington Capitals, Carolina Hurricanes. Stay with us.
They're protected. So why shouldn't you be? NHL Ticket Exchange by Ticketmaster, the only resale site with NHL tickets verified by Ticketmaster. NHL Ticket Exchange by Ticketmaster. Know you're good before you get to the game. Real fans, real tickets, real easy.
If a picture is worth 1,000 words, what's a video worth? If it's worth something to you, it's worth sharing on Vimeo. With beautiful HD playback, powerful privacy controls, and no disruptive ads. Join for free at Vimeo.com.
Montel here from Money Mutual. I'd like you to meet Shelley.
I was juggling a lot of payments. I got behind on the electric bill, so I needed money in a hurry.
So she called Money Mutual. They have a network of short-term lenders who can lend you up to $1,000 in as little as 24 hours. Money Mutual has helped over 1 million people like Shelley get short-term cash. It's fast, it's easy, it's private. Shelley's kids think that she's 1 in a million, and so do we. Go to moneymutual.com or call 1-800-555.
EA Sports Madden NFL 15 is here. It's not just football, it's Madden season. Through this one-time offer, you can get EA Sports Madden NFL 15 with your paid order of Sports Illustrated. Call or go online now to siorder.com. Get the game with the best gameplay the series has ever seen, with a new breed of defense, including an arsenal of pass rush moves built to challenge the best offenses in the NFL. This package is available only with your paid subscription to Sports Illustrated. These items at retail would cost over $180, but through this limited offer, it's all yours for just $49.95. 28 issues of Sports Illustrated and EA Sports Madden NFL 15. Order now and your shipping will be free. Don't miss out. Go online to siorder.com or call now.
The song remains the same for Alex Ovechkin.
Shot score! Ovechkin! There's Ovechkin shot score!
Once again, he is the Caps' usual top offensive threat.
Ovechkin! He scores! Alex Ovechkin!
He has been simply a beast.
Last year, the grade 8 scored 51 goals, the 5th time in his career he has scored 50 or more goals. And he sat down with our Catherine Tappan to talk about once again being able to play in the Bridgestone Winter Classic.
The Capitals have won this game tonight and celebrate with their goaltender, Semyon Varlamov.
You're going to be heading outdoors once again. This time you guys are hosting the Bridgestone NHL Winter Classic. Just talk to me about how exciting it is to have that event in your backyard this season.
Yeah, I think all the town's going to be excited, and the players, the fans, our family is going to be happy, and you know, just to see what it's like to be in the Winter Classic, you know.
What's the best part of that experience for you?
Just have time, have a moment to step on the ice and see the crowd and all the excitement, and you know, it's always fun.
You're going to be playing one of the best teams in the NHL as well. The Chicago Blackhawks have been very good the last couple of years. What's the level of competition going to be like in that game?
It's going to be a huge test for us, and I'm pretty sure that our team's going to be different this year. There's going to be competition, and it's going to be a good challenge.
Let's talk about your parents. They both were tremendous athletes. Your father was a soccer player, correct? And your mother an Olympic basketball player. What did that competitive drive that they have, how did that influence you as a young hockey player?
It's always nice when your parents give you everything to get your success, and every moment when they have a chance, they flew, they come to DC watching the game, and just help me out in my home, like, you know, like just simple stuff. So my mind is only in the hockey world.
When did your parents know that, or when did you know that you were going to be a really good hockey player?
All the people who give their child to a hockey game, they think like this guy's going to be like a tremendous athlete, and he's going to be a superstar. But I'm pretty sure till the last moment they maybe think like maybe it's going to work, maybe it's not going to work.
Fast forward now, 2014, you're the captain of the Washington Capitals, a tremendous organization. You've seen a lot of ups and downs professionally. How is it dealing with the pressure of wearing that C on your sweater in a big sports market like Washington?
It's a huge honor for me. You know, I represent top organization in NHL, and you know, I have good team around, great players around me, and it's his dream.
You have a young player. We got a glimpse of Evgeny Kuznetsov last season. What do you see out of him?
I hope he's going to be much better this year than he was last year, because he's going to see all the training camp. He's going to be with the team like since like day one, and it's going to help him a lot. Have you had a chance to kind of help him evolve into this role that is the National Hockey League? Yeah, of course. I give him my experience. I show him the town, the team, and because I was in his position when he just came, and I was probably like he was me, and I was Daniel Zubers, because Zubi helped me a lot. So you're entering your 10th season in the National Hockey League. Is it hard to believe it's been a decade for you? Yeah, time moves forward all the time and move fast, unfortunately. So it's been a great 10 years.
Well, there's no question Alexander Ovechkin is such a polarizing character. You have people who just absolutely love him, and then you have other people who say he needs to change X, Y, and Z about his game in order to be better. But this is a guy who backs up his bark with his bite. Do you just let him do his thing?
Well, you have to. First of all, that's a bad mugshot, but yeah, you have to.
I've been a lot of hockey players.
That's a tough-looking shot of Alexander Ovechkin on that one. But you have to a point. You cannot come in, and it's been proven in Washington that you cannot come in and try to get Alexander Ovechkin to do things he doesn't want to. Dale Hunter did a good job of having him buy into the team system in the playoffs, but in the regular system, he has to buy into that system. You have to let him do his thing. You have to give him a little bit of freedom. I played on many teams where the superstars were allowed to make those extra mistakes, but usually those superstars were the guys who did something else and did something extraordinary to get you the points and to get you the wins. The key is you have to find the happy medium. You have to find the point where you're allowing Alexander Ovechkin to do his thing, get him to believe in the system, and keep everybody else happy. Is Nick Backstrom not going to be happy that, hey, how come he can do that, yet I'm the guy setting him up? I'm just as important as Ovechkin. That's where you run into problems if you let one player get a little too far ahead and do his thing, so to speak. Is he now put ahead of the team? I believe in Ovechkin's case, you have to give him a little bit of leeway, By giving him that leeway, I believe he's going to buy into the system much more. Barry Trotz is a smart guy. He's been around a long time, has the respect of his players, and I think this is going to be a very good fit.
He is the face of the team. He does get it done, at least on the score sheet. He'll once again be in the spotlight. The Bridgestone Winter Classic, January 1st. They'll be hosting the Chicago Blackhawks at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Right now, they're taking on the Carolina Hurricanes in the final preseason game of the season. We'll take you through the highlights when we come back.
Muscle strains, joint pain, and overwork can hold you back. Introducing SpiderTech, powerful 100% drug-free relief for all your minor aches and pains.
SpiderTech is clinically researched and is ideal for anyone looking to leave pills, gels, and creams behind. As a physical therapist, SpiderTech is my #1 choice for drug-free relief.
SpiderTech is fast and easy to apply and lasts up to 5 days. SpiderTech works with your body naturally to get back to your life through drug-free relief.
Well, what I love the most about SpiderTech is first that it works. Just period. It's amazing. If I had not found SpiderTech tape, I may not have made it to the Olympic podium.
Basically, you put it on and go, which is fantastic. Anybody that's on the move, anybody that doesn't want to stop, get up and go do their thing, they're going to love this.
Get back into action with SpiderTech, 100% drug-free relief. Get SpiderTech in the first aid section at select Walmart and other stores today, or visit tryspidertech.com for a limited time trial offer.
Getting to the cup is tough, but saving money with Geico is easy. Geico, proud partner of the NHL.
As a city engineer, I'm responsible for safeguarding the quality of our water. Cities all across America are facing serious challenges to the delivery of clean drinking water. Here's our biggest problem: corroded iron pipe. We just dug this baby up, and you can see why, after just a few years in the ground. Luckily, there's a solution: non-corroding plastic pipe from JM Eagle. It's got a lifespan of 100 years or more, and it's guaranteed for 50. JM Eagle pipe is saving cities and taxpayers as much as 70% on infrastructure costs while complying with EPA standards. I want the best for my home, too. That's why I use JM Eagle plumbing and electrical conduit. It's durable, corrosion-free, and incredibly lightweight, so it's easy to load and install. So whether it's infrastructure or this structure, let's do things the right way with American-made plastic pipe from JM Eagle. For a special report on this issue, visit jmeagle.com and look for the Eagle, JM Eagle, when you buy.
Welcome back. I'm going to keep saying it. It's the final preseason game because we can't wait until Wednesday, October 8th. Let's take you to the first period. Jeff Skinner in on the forecheck. Matt Niskanen catches Skinner high. Skinner actually leaves the game, will not return. No penalty on the play.
Yes, this is a difficult check. It's a dangerous hit when you put the forearm shiver into your opponent, and Skinner, short game, 13 seconds.
5 minutes in, Liam O'Brien finds Evgeny Kuznetsov, and he patiently banks it off Yuri Tolustian and in 1-0 Capitals.
Actually, it's a nice play by Kuznetsov. Great patience. I think he may have actually been trying to pass that to Liam O'Brien and got the lucky bounce.
Yeah, he'll take it. 34 seconds later, Niskanen starts the breakout. Jason Chimera finishes it, 2-0 Washington.
Oh, Brooks like right here, mid-season form, the old backhanded, no-look, tape-to-tape pass.
So as mentioned, Jeff Skinner will not return. We briefly talked about him having dealt with concussion issues in the past. And the Carolina Hurricanes, they had to deal with so many injuries last season. They're already going to be without Jordan Staal, broken leg. This has to hurt them even more.
Wow, big time. Well, let's just hope that Jeff Skinner is going to be available for the home opener. This might just be a precaution that he's not going to come back to the game. But you can't take your top goal scorer out of the game and your number 2 center out of the game for the Carolina Hurricanes and expect to start the season on a high note. This is a very tough situation. There's been plenty of injuries documented over the course of the exhibition season so far, but the Carolina Hurricanes, if this is a bad injury to Skinner, are going to be hit the worst. I mean, that was a terrible injury to Stahl
Yep.
with the broken leg, and he could be out 4 to 5 months. So tough for Carolina, a team that was really hoping to ramp things up with a fresh start with a new coach in Bill Peters and a new general manager in Ron Francis, and now they're starting the season with a couple of injuries.
Well, lots of changes even with the Washington Capitals. We talk about having to get used to Barry Trotz being behind that bench, and exactly how is he going to handle players like Alexander Ovechkin. Excited, though, for his challenge and even being in a new market?
Well, this is very interesting when a coach of Barry Trotz comes in, and he's never coached anywhere but Nashville. The only coach in Nashville's history. This is a complete change. You talk about going out of your comfort zone. Barry Trotz knew exactly, he could probably count you how many steps it was from the time he entered the rink to his office, and from his office to the ice surface in Nashville. Well, now the comfort zone has been blown up. He's introduced to a whole new group of players, a whole new division, a whole new conference. So very interesting to see how they do. I think they'll do very well because Barry Trotz is a coach, is very good with his attention to detail, and he's a very good people person. So he was the type of coach that will have his players believe in him early. And in Washington, I believe that that's the key, is you have to believe in your coach, and the coach has to believe in the players.
Well, he's returning to the place who gave him his first pro coaching job. That was years ago. I'm sure Trotz doesn't appreciate me saying years ago. Let's take it to the second period. We'll see you in the second intermission.
Canadians will be here. Tickets are still available. Call 800-745-3000 or visit WashingtonCaps.com.
Capitals celebrating their 40th season. Should be a special night. Always seem to do well against the Habs when they come to Verizon. Chimera, one of the goal scorers. Holtby's closed off everything. Montreal will open up in Toronto the night before, Joe B. Maybe we'll catch them a little tired here Thursday night.
You never know. Boston and Philly, San Jose, LA on Wednesday, stateside. The NHL season opening doubleheader on NBCSN. Then Comcast Sportsnet gets set to keep you company on Thursday with the Habs in town. Between now and then, we'll finish 2 periods of preseason fun with the visiting Carolina Hurricanes. Kuznetsov and Chimera have struck for Washington. Caps on top, and right now they're just finishing up a 2-man disadvantage. They're a man short for another 140 to get going here in the second on CSN Mid-Atlantic and the NHL Network. Gliding through center. Victor Rask drops it off, takes the return pass from Justin Falk. Along the dasher board to point position, Falk keeps it moving. Rask lying in wait, pressured quickly by John Carlson. 4 and 5 players in that scrum. Chris Brown in the penalty box for another 70 seconds early in period 2. Like fanned on his clear. Falk, midpoint. Change the point of attack. Sekera fires. Glove save. Holtby.
That was a great save right there through a little bit of a screen. Brooks Light trying to get that puck out. Actually lift check from behind, it looked like, from up here. Allowed them to keep that puck in, and Sekera with a pretty good shot. He was probably a good story last year, probably one of the best stories for Carolina overall. The way they get him from Buffalo, you have Derby in front, and they bring him in. And Sekera, what a huge season he had for Carolina.
He was acquired from Buffalo for Jamie McBain, as this one's pumped wide by John Michael Lyles. Career best for Sekera across the board last year, 11 goals and 33 assists. That pass deflected by Joel Ward will chase the youngster Ryan Murphy. Murphy in his own right played just under 50 NHL games last year. Scampers into the offensive zone and sends it hard around. Cut off by Holtby. Quickly to Alzner, and he'll scoop it all the way to Anton Hudobin in the cage for Bill Peters and the Canes this afternoon. 20 seconds left in the man advantage. Talusti drops it towards the goal. Holtby is there, shuttles it quickly, and eye high for Troy Brouwer. At a point position, Murphy able to keep it alive. Nash closing, a pad save for Holtby. Rebound score! Talusti on the doorstep.
Yeah, they got a lucky bounce there, right back to the stick of the shooter, and then Talusti finds himself free on the far side. Quick transition, they keep it in. They 2-on-1, the Caps down low. And Jiri Tlusty, who they're hoping for big things from him this season. Last year, 16 goals, 30 points. He buries it. But it all starts at the half wall. See that lucky bounce off the skate of Semin? The shot, and then the rebound comes right back to the shooter. And Tlusty, no problem there. Semin will probably get an assist because it went off his skate. And so we take a look at our Jeep net cam. No chance for Braden on that quick shot from Tlusty.
The Jeep net cam that almost lost its life there. Jiri Tlusty, 1:54 into period 2. Power play goal for the Carolina Hurricanes, who are without Jeff Skinner to start this second period. Skinner rattled in the first 5 minutes of the game. He was hit up high. Matt Niskanen caught him, and it was a woozy and wobbly Skinner making his way to the dressing room tunnel. We wish Jeff all the very best with the regular season on the horizon.
Yeah, Hudobin and their backup working to see who's going to be the #1 guy. Obviously, Cam Ward and Hudobin battling it out. Jiri Tlusty, first goal of the preseason, buries it. And they got a lucky bounce there, and they'll make the Caps pay there on the penalty kill.
I have a note on Tlusty that will never leave my scorecard for as long as he's in the NHL. Scored his first 2 NHL goals on the same shift against Pittsburgh. That hasn't happened very often.
He had a lot of stories early on in his career,
yes,
didn't
he? Yes, he
That's
did.
what I thought you had on your chart.
Revealing escapade, you could say, on the internet.
Yes.
We're not going there.
As part of the Leafs. That's what I thought.
No, let's not go there.
Okay.
But Clement feeds, LaRose fires. That's blocked.
It's preseason. I thought we could.
Look at you remembering that.
Yeah,
oh,
I remember.
My goodness.
It's out of Toronto. It hit every headline.
Well, Jiri wants to forget.
Yeah.
Let's leave that alone. Gleason sends it on around. Tim Gleason, Michigan native. Steady as she goes.
Yeah, remember he was traded for John Michael Lyles with the Leafs. Then didn't finish well after the way the Leafs collapsed at the end of last season, and then able to re-sign back here where he had a lot of good success being part of the Canes early on in his career.
Burakovsky's pass on through Johansson. Marcus takes it off the board. There's Burakovsky open, blocked in front. That stung Gleason. Caps in the offensive zone. We're back to 5-on-5. Brouwer, tap passing. Burakovsky to the slot. Great save, Hudobin. Rebound, score. Brouwer on the follow-up.
Well, you can't blame Hudobin. It was 3 for $1. It took the Capitals 3 chances before they buried it over his left pad. And Troy Brouwer pounces on a rebound with absolutely no white jerseys cleaning out in front. They don't clear it. Here's the first attempt right there. Orpik. The follow-up to boot. And then you'll see the nice play. Burakovsky will get the primary assist. There's 2 shots from Orpik. 3 for $1. Brouwer gets the Capitals 2-goal lead back on a nice little feed inside. Hudobin, no opportunity when you get a 3rd chance on a rebound.
Composure and poise from the 19-year-old Burakovsky to spot Orpik all alone at the post.
What's Orpik doing down there?
Exactly, that's what I meant. 3-1 for Washington. Tlusty and Brouwer exchanging markers. A little bit more than 90 seconds apart. As we hit the 4-minute mark of the second period, John Carlson on the run. Carlson towards the front for Ward. Tlusty going around with him. Brooks Laich sees it come back to point position for Niskanen. And away come the Canes with Eric Staal stretching his legs through center. Pass on the flank, no running room for Alex Semin. LaRose takes it off the boards, twists and fires. Alsner was in the way. Semin on the regroup to the slot, covered up by Braden Holtby. We can share time here with Al Koken.
Well, Joe, we're seeing pretty much the full Capital lineup, but that wasn't going to be the original plan for Barry Trotz. After a very demanding training camp, he was going to give a number of veterans today's game off. But those veterans came to him and said, no, we would rather play better for us and better for the team. So Barry Trotz relented, and we see this pretty full lineup. When I talked to Barry earlier today, he said it was something that pleased him. He said he was really pleased that that was a statement that those veterans made about commitment to the team and focus as well. Back to you.
All in all, when we've had the chance to catch up with him and we've been able to read any quotes attributed to him, seems like Barry Trotz has enjoyed the way that the team has responded to himself and the new staff throughout this camp.
Yeah, it's been totally different, the way they ran camp, the way they changed their ice surfaces, the way they run practice, totally changed, and wanted that mentality of team first, of coming together, family being important, family on the ice, family outside the game of hockey, all critical for the long run and a team's success.
Folks, you can stay up to date on your favorite team. Download the new CSN Washington app today, featuring breaking news, instant analysis, scores, and now video. Get everything Capitals, Redskins, Wizards, DC United, and more now on the new CSN Washington app. Alex Ovechkin will be prominently featured throughout this regular season, 2014-15. Gerby golfed it ahead, came up high on Jack Hillen. Hillen in the lineup today. No Mike Green, but we're getting the sense, and we heard from Chuck Gormley earlier in the game today, that Green, fingers crossed, will be good to go on Thursday when Montreal's here. This is icing against Washington.
Yeah, that seems to be the thing coming out of the Caps. I'd like to see Mike Green. He's had a very good camp. He's bought into everything they're trying to teach and do. Totally different system. You know, every system there's tweaks and changes for OV and the boys to redo in this preseason. They've had a lot of work. It's been a long preseason when you look at it. You know, 18 or 19 days, lots of games for these guys to get ready for Thursday.
Coach Trotz taking the timeout here as Holtby shares a word with the referee, Frederick Lecuyer. McDonald's trivia for you. See if we can get to it. We'll ask it anyway. Who was the shortest player, as in vertically challenged, to appear in an NHL game last season? The shortest to appear. Tallest, Zdeno Chara. Who's at the other end of the spectrum? Carolina in town, and mighty Mike Nathan Gerby to be considered for that answer. Couldn't be that easy. No, it's
might
not.
have given the answer already.
You know it's not that easy. Stahl and Backstrom fencing on the draw, and the Capitals control. 5.5 minutes into period 2. The two teams have already exchanged markers in this frame. Hudobin makes the stick save. Tolusti struck for Carolina. Hudobin having issues with his bouncing puck around the crease. Brouwer has come back for Washington to make it 3-1. Exiting the zone, Falk, former collegiate national champion at Minnesota Duluth. John Carlson overskates, takes down Tolusti, and Carolina goes to the power play. Caps have a 2-goal advantage. They're going to be short one man after the hooking call. NHL action in the preseason resumes. Tolusti and Brouwer have struck. It's 3-1 Washington.
Montel here from Money Mutual. I'd like you to meet Shelley.
I was juggling a lot of payments. I got behind on the electric bill, so I needed money in a hurry.
So she called Money Mutual. They have a network of short-term lenders who can lend you up to $1,000 in as little as 24 hours. Money Mutual has helped over 1 million people like Shelley get short-term cash. It's fast, it's easy, it's private. Shelley's kids think that she's 1 in a million, and so do we. Go to moneymutual.com or call 1-800-555.
The moment of truth. Perhaps it hits when your grown son moves back with all his stuff.
Mom?
When you realize you have a playhouse, but no grandkids.
Honey, maybe it's time to get rid of Emily's old playhouse. What?
Or when you simply run out of storage.
Hey, Melvin, what are you doing? We're storing all our things in the cloud.
In this moment, you realize you need public storage. Our units are clean, well-lit, and accessible 365 days a year. And there's a public storage near you.
Whoa, 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 honey, what are you doing?
We'll help you find the perfect unit for the stuff you love.
No garage sale here, man. Nope. Absolutely not.
Your first month's rent is just $1. So hurry, because dollar units are going fast. Public Storage. We'll treat your stuff like it's our stuff. Call 1-877-580-0743 or click on publicstorage.com today.
Thompson Creek window of opportunity. Wedding bells ringing inside of Verizon Center today.
Yeah, it was fun, wasn't it? Going out with Liz and Mike Shannon. A lot of their friends and family on board here. Big-time Caps fans. Wanted to get married at center ice. Joe B and I made an opportunity to be involved in it.
Who are those strange ushers there reading? Oh, there they are.
Lots of fun, and congrats to those two.
Very rarely do you hear a loving I do on the ice. We did today.
JoeBeninotti.com/wedding.
Wow.
For more.
Oh, nice. Nice.
I thought you were great at that.
Okay. Maybe a bar mitzvah next week? Who knows? Rask to the corner. Carolina in the offensive zone. Craig Laughlin, truly a do-it-all player. Falk with a drive. It's patted aside.
I drag you into everything, don't I?
You sure did. That was fun, though. I'm glad
it's great.
I'm glad they made us a part of it.
They had a lot of fun, and we congratulate them. Get to watch a game after getting married.
Falk, snapshot, glove, save. Braden Holtby.
Yeah, Braden, very solid there, Joe. Notice the lack of movement there. Falk can't believe it as he went, and he had a lot of room, so he's going to blame it on his stick there and say, why didn't that puck go in? Because he got a good amount of that behind that shot, trying to go high and hard over that catching glove. Very compact and square was Holtby, being aggressive at the top of the paint. Love that catch it. Glove save.
Braden Holtby, 23 wins each of the last 2 seasons, including the lockout shortened one. Washington a year ago, 5th in the Metro. Carolina, 7th in the Metropolitan Division. A Carolina team that is thirsty to get back into the playoff proceedings. Terry sends it back to point position. There's Alex Semin halfway through a power play advantage. Stahl forced that pass, and Ward will guide it all the way down.
And if you're going to get better on the power play, you need the Big E, the captain, Eric Stahl, to be better, Joe. You know, he didn't have huge numbers last year when it comes to goal scoring, and he had all of one power play. If the power play is going to be more successful in Carolina, Eric Stahl is going to have to be a big part of it.
Stahl ranks 2nd in franchise history when it comes to goals, assists, and points. The man who's on top is the GM in Raleigh now. Snapshot, Hudobin makes the stop there on Johansson. End-to-end, Murphy makes a break for it. Eric Stahl cross-ring on the delivery, and Gerby will give chase. Holtby spins for Alzner. Yanks it down the dasher and out of play. Face-off to come in the defensive zone.
Yeah, Alzner pinching in there and getting that puck out high and hard. It deflected off one of the defenders, either Murphy or the forward coming in there. There's a look at Nathan Gerby. Good year last year, the way he finished up here in Carolina. You know, he ended up playing about 81 games or 80 games at 16 goals.
Got a whole bunch of guys with terrific college hockey resumes in this game. Gerby just fantastic during his All-American days at Boston College.
His first goal in 09 against his Capitals team.
Hainsey pumps this one over the shoulder of Holtby. It'll chase John Michael Lyles all the way back into the D zone. Lyles wasn't too shabby when he was playing in Michigan State. Terry on a bump set, back come the Canes. Even in full strength here, Carolina had 4 power play shots on that last advantage. Brouwer wipes out. Niskanen on through Carlson. John will leave this one softly for the turning Niskanen. Badgered by Rask. He'll yield to Backstrom through center. Kuznetsov was in his wake. So too Nate Schmidt. Schmidt works in, finds the man coming off the bench. A long drive that goes wide from Chris Brown. Schmidt to the open Brown. It went past him. Lyles. Holtby bangs it off the boards and out. Sekera sends it on through. Kuznetsov, beautiful move to the front. Better defensive play by Sekera.
Yeah, that's the type of moves you want to see from Kuznetsov. Maybe getting a little confidence after scoring that Capitals goal early on in the first, but definitely those type of moves you want to see each and every game. He's that world-class when it comes to skill.
Carlson fires. That was blocked as we near the midway mark of regulation time. Ovechkin to Carlson. One more and a backhand for Liam O'Brien that didn't get through. Canes trailing by 2 on enemy ice. Washington and Carolina, when the regular season unfolds, they'll square off 4 times. The first one here at Verizon, November 8th. Burakovsky with help. Johansson. Orpik's wrister. Pad save, rebound, score! Alex Ovechkin.
Right place, right time, and going to the net so imperative now in the National Hockey League. And Ovi just bats that one in off the pad of Hudobin. Nice play by Marcus. Orpik the shot, the rebound, and behind the defenseman Falk is Alex Ovechkin. Watch him come in, and he's on his forehand playing that left side, and it lands right on his stick. And look at how quickly he gets that away past Hudobin. An isolation of OV going to the net. The importance as a defenseman getting that puck low to cause the rebound by Orpik. And just like that, the Caps have a 3-goal lead.
9:55 the time of the tally. 4-1. Joel Ward will backtrack for the Capitals. Chris Terry after him. Plenty of points produced for Terry in the American Hockey League with Charlotte.
Yeah, now he's got to produce at the NHL level. You know, you look at his numbers, make a good point. 28 goals last year. Now they want that in the NHL.
Offside Washington on the dump in. The Caps have the lead by 3. And the captain is back on the board with his 3rd of the preseason.
For an offer that's going to blow you away. Visa.com is the web's most trusted penny auction source, with discounts you have to see to believe. There are hundreds of brand name, brand new products every day, and they're delivered lightning fast right to your door. Laptops, tablets, gift cards, big screen TVs, and way more. All at blowout prices. Visa is happy to offer new users $100 off their first auction win. These are a few items that have recently been won for under $100. And because the price only moves up 1 penny at a time, you get incredible discounts like 85, 95, even 99% off retail.
Whoa! Stop the clock! Beezid now guarantees new members win an auction with their first bid pack. That's right, win at Beezid 100% guaranteed.
See the code at the bottom of your screen? Enter it when you join to take advantage of this special offer. That's BEEZID.com. Beezid.
If a picture is worth 1,000 words, what's a video worth? If it's worth something to you, it's worth sharing on Vimeo. With beautiful HD playback, powerful privacy controls, and no disruptive ads. Join for free at Vimeo.com.
It's the Capitals with a 4-1 lead over Carolina. Lane Lambert, if this is the final dress rehearsal, what are the reviews so far?
I think we're playing with pace. I think we're managing the puck very well, and I think, you know, we're obviously making plays today. So, you know, right now, I like what I'm seeing, and we just have to continue to play the right way.
Are there a lot more decisions you as a coaching staff have to make still?
I don't think there's a lot of decisions. There's, you know, 1 or 2 potentially, but at the end of the day, you know, I think there's guys that have made a good case for themselves here throughout the preseason.
All right, Lane, thanks very much. Jason Chimera says, Al, wrap it up, so I got to do it. That's Illegal Seafood's Bite of the Night. We thank Lane Lambert.
Is he directing now, Chimera?
Yes, he's obviously directing from the bench, yes.
Yes, okay.
At least a stage manager. Carl Alsner is parked back behind Braden Holtby. To this point, Holtby with 9 stops on his ledger. Caps out shooting Carolina 21-10. Gleason in a foot race with Johansson, and ooh, down they go.
Yeah, Gleason got hauled down. There'll be a penalty against the Caps. Marcus, he'll head off. Gleason goes down hard. Little grab there as Marcus tried to get in on the forecheck. Joe B, another penalty killing up for this Carolina team. Our 84 Lumber.
90 Washington, 2 minutes for holding.
Slow-mo cam as the referee makes that holding call. Here it is. We'll see Mojo getting in on Gleason. Watch him wrap the right hand around and left hand on the shoulder, and down he goes on our 84 Lumber slow-mo cam. Marcus to the box.
That was enough for referee Francis Chiron to send number 90 off to the penalty box. 8:54 to go. Slow-moving second period, but the Caps have the last 2 goals on the board. Compliments of Brouwer and Ovechkin in a 4-1 lead. Orpik goes high off the glass, didn't get it out. Murphy for Alex Semin. Semin closing in, former Caps 40-goal scorer. Semin badgered along the boards by Carlson. Delicately for Murphy, they switch it up. Rister looking for the deflection try of Toulouse, that was rejected. And Orpik steers it clear. 5th man advantage for Carolina on the day. Murphy takes the handoff from Hudobin. Anton Hudobin, 28-year-old native of Kazakhstan. Murphy plays the wing. It's chipped on through by Semin. Toulouse is there. He has the lone goal for Carolina on the day. They jam along the boards. Semin relays for Murphy. Niskanen tied up with Stahl to the front. Toulouse back behind the goal. Up top to Murphy. Then Eric Stahl. Good read by Niskanen, deflecting that one out of play. Friends, the Caps home opener presented by Geico. This coming Thursday, the Montreal Canadiens will visit. Tickets are still available. Call 800-745-3000, or you can visit WashingtonCaps.com.
Good break up there on the penalty kill by the Washington Capitals there. Carolina trying to move it around and trying to get it around the horn there to try to create an open space. Just not getting any pucks to the net. Some zone time with no shots on this particular power play.
Capitals know they need to be better against their own kind this season. The Metropolitan Division, they were 12-15-3 against the Metro last year. Looking for their 5th preseason win of this fall. 28 other teams in the NHL are all done with their preseason festivities. This is it for the games that don't matter. Johansson serves another 23 seconds. Sekera waits for Rask to swing. Victor Rask drops it off. Derby slicing into the offensive zone. Straightened up there by Carlson. Rask waits. Good look. Ball. Fires. Stick save. Holtby. Rebound loose. And claimed by Carlson, who will clear. Johansson exits the penalty box. 6:50 to go in period 2, and still 4-1 for Washington. Dragged back through center by McClement. Leaves it on the boards to LaRose. LaRose lowers the shoulder. Point position. Gleason fires. That's deflected wide. Hainsey settles. 5-on-5 play in the Caps defensive territory. Schmidt. As this pops right to Holtby, he'll clamp onto it. Locker, we had McDonald's trivia earlier in this period. The shortest player to appear in an NHL game last season.
Well, I thought Gerby, but you told me that wasn't right.
I don't think so. I'm going to go like
Conacher?
Joe Whitney.
Okay, let's take a look. No. Nathan Gerby.
Too easy. Too easy.
5'5".
Nathan Gerby, 27-year-old Michigan native. Last 4 full seasons, all spent in the NHL. This is his 2nd season with the Canes in Raleigh. Gerby was too easy.
Sometimes get us on that, JoJo.
That's all right.
That's all right.
That's fine. They have fun with us.
Preseason,
and
remember that.
And they know who they are. They cackling in the truck right now. 6:05 to play in the 2nd period. Alex Ovechkin, the last man on the scoreboard for Washington, steps back behind the cooker, feeds to Backstrom. A pad save for Hudobin. Nicholas Backstrom absorbs a hit. Fair is there. Eric Fair, the author co-author of a children's book.
Yeah, I heard about that, huh?
The Bulliest Dozer.
Yeah. Gave everybody a copy of it yesterday.
I need help with the illustrations. Chris Brown gets back in front of Chris Terry. Terry wears 25 in the white, out there with Zach Boychuk and Riley Nash under the direction of Bill Peters. Peters was saying 7 preseason games, that's okay. 6 would be ideal with no back-to-backs.
And I think you're going to see that from the Caps next year. Less preseason games, probably 5 or 6 at the most to get ready for the NHL season.
Game number 8 for the guys in the red jerseys. Should this score hold, they'll finish up at 5-3. Hainsey ahead. Chris Terry for Nash, who steers it wide. Boychuk overskates the puck. Jack Hillen there for Washington. Hillen zooms out of his own zone. Gets the attacking line. Liam O'Brien towards the goal. Blocked. Locker, as this game progresses, what in the world are you going to do with Liam O'Brien?
Going to sign him to a pro contract. Why not?
Attaboy. There's a right arm raised and a penalty to come here as O'Brien gets in the face of Ryan Murphy.
Yeah, it's going to be Kuznetsov going for the trip unless more things are doled out.
4-1 Washington. Back downtown in just a few moments.
First, let's get you pre-qualified for a mortgage. Just give my guy a call. He'll fix you right up.
Whoa, not so fast. It has to be the right pre-qual, Len. Remember the last time you rushed into something? Hey, Len. At LendingTree, you can pick from a choice of lenders, so you won't get stuck with a pre-qual you'll end up regretting.
Get pre-qualified, not pre-hosed. It's free at LendingTree. When banks compete, you win.
It was love, Lenny.
It was Vegas, Len.
You can't sit this one out. You have to take a stand, take the ice, and take a side. It's a black and white question that sometimes makes you see red.
Yeah, who do you love?
So, who do you love? Wednesday Night Rivalry returns October 8th on NBCSN. The night you love to hate.
NHL Network brings all the excitement of the NHL right to your home. Catch the full lineup of network shows to get all the news, notes, and highlights from across the league.
Tonight, here we go. The journey begins.
Get extensive on-site coverage at all the biggest league events.
A thrilling game in Game 1. Happy to have you with us.
All that topped off with over 75 live games. There's no other destination for all the best of the NHL. NHL Network, where the NHL gets hockey.
One of the things about team building is just coming together and doing something fun. And these guys know each other, so we just included everybody. Had a fun day here in Annapolis at the beautiful facilities, and the Navy hockey team's going to host us today for lunch, and we're going to have dinner with 5,500 of our favorite midshipmen, and sit and meet some of the great young people that are in the Navy.
Thompson Creek window of opportunity for Barry Trotz and his charges, and Barry wasted no time donning the midshipman headgear.
Oh, that's great. Coach Fox up there and his whole team. Big part of hockey in the Annapolis and Maryland region. Way to go. It's great to have the Caps there. I remember our trips there when I was playing here in the 80s. It was awesome. We played in the old rink, Joe, and the sun would come through. I remember our goalies wearing the black stuff underneath their eyes. They couldn't see, and we actually had to run practice out of one end of the rink because of the sun shining in.
Didn't they have a plane suspended from the ceiling?
Yes, they did. The building is still there, but McMullen is absolutely beautiful. Their new facility.
Brooks Laich with a rebound on the doorstep makes it a 5-1 advantage for Washington.
And that's a shorty. Just all type of chaos in the Carolina zone. The heads are down for Carolina right now. Hudobin didn't know if he had it, was supposed to give it away. He couldn't cover it up. Look at the hustle by Brooks Laich. That puck has to be covered there. It is not, and he just spins around. Look at Laich against Murphy. Murphy's a penalty killer, gets a shot, but this is Hudobin's fault. He has got to cover that. good work by Brooks, finding the puck on his forehand and sliding it right between the pads. Not a good play by Hudobin. The Caps will take it, Shorty.
Brooks Laich off injured in his last couple of seasons, playing in this his 6th preseason game. Had an empty net goal against Montreal in a win earlier this fall. Tacking on the Shorty there to make it 5-1. Capitals leisurely ahead of Carolina today. Lyles, cross rink. Lindholm twisting Falk around with that pass. The sturdy Orpik goes to the corner, and he usually comes away with the puck.
Well, you better score on the power play if you're Carolina, because the Caps have given up absolutely nothing 5-on-5. Of the players, only 2 of them have shots on net, as we have a delayed penalty coming up against the Caps. It looked like a slash from up here, and they're going to be whistled right now.
Locker, that's the point you're making. The Canes today, in the entirety of the game, have 2 even strength shots.
And I heard that slash all the way up here against Barry Trotz's
Number 25,
team.
Washington, 2 minutes.
And it's going to be a minor penalty coming up to Jason Chimera. He's skating over. He sort of smiles at that call. And, you know, Barry Trotz is very adamant about taking penalties. He doesn't want to be a highly penalized team there, and that's a slash that sits him 2 men down once again. Here's a quick look. Chimera coming up the ice. Oh, my man.
That's enough.
That's not enough in my book.
And not enough for Jason with a pretty wry smile there. Power play number 7 for Carolina, and we are not yet done with 2 periods. Murphy dancing with it. 2-man advantage. Semin. Good read. The intercept made by Carlson, and he'll clear.
I think he's seen that a time or 2.
Yes, he has. 25 seconds left in the 2-man advantage for Carolina. Alex Semin, parts of 7 seasons with Washington. Many of those overlapping with John Carlson's time here in the district. Semin with the entry into the zone. They feed for Murphy. 1-touch passing on the perimeter. 5-on-3 ends right now. Murphy settles. Kuznetsov sprints from the penalty box. Semin's speed came right on through. An underrated passer is Alex Semin in the estimation of his new head coach. Chaluzny was crunched to the boards by Orpik, and the Caps do manage to get it back on the Carolina side of center. Canes in the middle of a change. Lindholm dodging the Orpik hit there. Elias Lindholm with plenty of shake. Semin up top. Sekera fires, deflected on, and Holtby makes the save. Brooks Laich, a shorthanded goal. Last on the board for Washington, Alex Semin was stripped of the biscuit by Joel Ward, and Ward will send it on down. Barry Trotz, Lane Lambert, Todd Reardon, Lane Forsyth all making a line change on the go. Gerby skips back from center. On the wing for Rask. Didn't pull the trigger from the sharp angle. Sekera exchanging with Falk. Through the seam, Rask fires. He broke his stick in half. A darn twig will get you every time.
Yeah.
Falk badgered by Johansson. Marcus Johansson putting a flame under Falk as the Caps are back to an even playing field in a 5-1 game with a minute to go in the second. Kuznetsov darting into the offensive zone. Dealing with 2 defenders. Gets help from Chimera in the final minute of period 2. Around she rolls to Liam O'Brien. He lost the handle. Boychuk the other way. Zach Boychuk, 25-year-old Alberta native. Run to the ditch by Alsner. Chris Brown using the boards, trying to play that pass to himself. Oh, goodness me. Chris Brown railed into the dasher, and he'll stay down.
Yeah, he lost his balance right at the last minute on that forecheck and went chest first into the boards about a foot away. You could hear that all the way up here. Carolina players looking on. Caps players coming out to help. O'Brien full head of steam and just lost his edge at the last second, Joe.
29 seconds to play in the second period.
right into the Comcast Sportsnet board down there. Dead in. I mean, but it was all chest. He caught it from up here. It looked like he went in chest first, and he was lucky, actually, that he didn't have his neck down, or he made sure he came right up. Big, tough kid being helped off by the training staff here this Sunday afternoon.
Take another peek at it.
Yeah, here it is, full speed, and then we're going to slow it down. The speed of the game, you can see right here. And then we'll slow it down a little bit. A little tug from Gleason. He loses his balance. Hands help with the collision, making sure he got his hands up as he catapulted himself into the board.
It doesn't get any better when you see it slow-mo. Frightening episode there for Chris Brown, doing his best to make the hockey club out of Flower Mound, Texas, the 23-year-old third-year pro. 3 years for Brown in Ann Arbor at the University of Michigan.
Yeah, I loved when he came in last year. Really added a little spark to this hockey team. I thought he plays a very strong physical game. And we've always talked about the third and fourth lines. He's a versatile guy that can play center, can play wing. I like his skating this year. I think his skating, I see a big improvement even from last year.
If you're just catching up with us in and around the football festivities this Sunday, Caps had a 2-0 lead after 20. They put 3 on the board here in the second period. Talusti has interrupted for Carolina. 5-1 for Jack Hillen and the Caps. Andre Burakovsky, the 19-year-old rookie, seems set to join Braden Holtby in that opening night lineup.
I would think so. What a training camp. 3 points coming into this hockey game. A couple of nice goals. He's a converted winger that looks very comfortable at center here for Barry Trotz.
Bigger and stronger than when we first met him by some 15 pounds. As the second period comes to its conclusion, Alex Ovechkin and the Capitals running over Carolina in that middle frame. Ovechkin's third goal of the preseason. Brooks Laich shorthanded. Troy Brouwer had one too for the guys in red.
The Hurricanes open up the scoring in the second period thanks to Yuri Talusti, but then the Washington Capitals score 3 straight goals. They have the 5-1 lead after 40 minutes of play. Welcome back inside our NHL Network studios. Andy Petrillo alongside Dave Reed, and really the Washington Capitals making the most of this final preseason games. Carolina Hurricanes not quite sure if they're just playing a little bit slower because they think this is the final game, just let it go, or if they really kind of need to find a way to mesh.
Well, they've got to find something just to get involved in this game.
Yeah.
This is not a good game for watching the Carolina Hurricanes. Maybe it's because Jeff Skinner went down early, but they've just been giving up so many opportunities, one after the other. Hudobin, even though he gave up one softie in this game, I really wouldn't be blaming him on too many. I mean, the poor defensive coverage. And this is not the way you want to finish the exhibition schedule. This is terrible coverage. Ryan Murphy, yeah, that's a bad goal, no question. But Murphy is standing right beside Brooks Laich when he just turns around and shoots that in on the bad angle. Maybe the Jeff Skinner injury at the start of this game took the wind out of the sails for the final exhibition game. But if this is what the Carolina Hurricanes fans are going to see as this season gets going, they're not going to be very happy. Just poor effort, poor defensive zone coverage, and that's why they're down 5-1 at the moment.
At the end of the first period, we saw Ovechkin crunch Eric Staal up against the boards. Staal is good. Well, as the time is ticking down here in the second period, scary with Chris Brown losing his balance. Really, nobody's at fault here. He just gets tangled up. But wow, the speed that he goes into the boards. He got up. He's good.
Fortunately, he got up. And these are the scary incidents in hockey that you just can't avoid because of the speed of the game and the size of these guys. Chris Brown's a little off balance going in. He's trying to lean on Jay McClement to get his balance. And McClement turns away to go the other way. You can see Brown's right arm comes out as this, I'm going to lean on you. Well, guess what? McClement kind of ducked the roll away, anticipating body contact. And in that split second, Brown went head first. Fortunately, he was just able to turn his head at the last second and not take the full impact on his chin. Got up, left on his under his own power. But you could see everybody on the ice just immediately was like, oh boy, this is dangerous. But a scary incident for a young player. And fortunately, he was able to leave on his own.
Well, these two teams are part of our Eastern Conference preview that you'll see later tonight. And then tomorrow, we'll be taking a look at the Western Conference, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Be sure to join us for that. We'll be talking more Washington Capitals, Carolina Hurricanes when we come back. The Caps with a 5-1 lead after 2 periods of play.
Montel here from Money Mutual. I'd like you to meet Shelley.
I was juggling a lot of payments. I got behind on the electric bill, so I needed money in a hurry.
So she called Money Mutual. They have a network of short-term lenders who can lend you up to $1,000 in as little as 24 hours. Money Mutual has helped over 1 million people like Shelley get short-term cash. It's fast, it's easy, it's private. Shelley's kids think that she's 1 in a million, and so do we. Go to moneymutual.com or call 1-800-555-CASH.
Get ready for an offer that's going to blow you away. Visa.com is the web's most trusted penny auction source, with discounts you have to see to believe. There are hundreds of brand name, brand new products every day, and they're delivered lightning fast right to your door. Laptops, tablets, gift cards, big screen TVs, and way more. All at blowout prices. Visa is happy to offer new users $100 off their first auction win. These are a few items that have recently been won for under $100. And because the price only moves up 1 penny at a time, you get incredible discounts like 85, 95, even 99% off retail.
Whoa, stop the clock. Beezid now guarantees new members win an auction with their first bid pack. That's right, win at Beezid 100% guaranteed.
See the code at the bottom of your screen? Enter it when you join to take advantage of this special offer. That's BEEZID.com.
Food Network presents a Cutthroat Kitchen epic event. Superstars sabotage.
I'm a master saboteur.
16 superstar chefs shine in this ultimate battle.
I know all your tricks. How you feeling? My heart rate's getting up there. Deal with it, boys.
It'll be malicious.
I like it.
Delicious.
Yeah.
And one evilicious tournament. Cutthroat Kitchen Superstar Sabotage premieres this Wednesday night at 9. It's a new night for sabotage. Only on Food Network. Hungry for more? I'm going in. Check out Cooking Channel on Channel 232.
Want to play the best golf courses in the world for free? Escape right now with WGT and tee off at historic St. Andrews, recreated down to the smallest detail. Compete at Pebble Beach with friends from around the world. Play WGT free on your computer, tablet, or mobile phone. Compete in online tournaments at Valhalla Golf Club. Ready for the most realistic golf game in the world? Visit WGTfree.com to play today.
Pass ahead for Eric Staal in the clear, short-handed. And a shot, and he scores! A short-handed goal by Staal. Behind the net. Odell wraparound, another title save by Cam Ward.
Boy, what a job here by Skinner.
Simmons got a breakaway. On a backhand pass for Staal. He's walking in a transfer, and Thomas comes home to score.
Here's a chance. Talusti for Jordan. They score! Yuri Talusti had the presence of mind to set up Jordan Staal, who started it. And Carolina has a 2-1 lead.
Here's a look at the Carolina Hurricanes' last 5 seasons, desperately trying to make a playoff run of it. You can see a couple 13th place, 12th, 9th, 11th. And we've talked about Ward and Hudobin probably going to have a goalie battle here on who's going to be the #1. But in all fairness to whoever is in net, you have to look at who's in front of them and the defense. And when you look at the numbers for the Carolina Hurricanes and goals allowed, whether it's 5-on-5, 5-on-4, they're usually in the bottom 10 in the league.
Which usually means you're not a winning team, and that's where Carolina has been. And their biggest struggle again this year is going to be on the back end, and who is going to solidify the back end. Right now, you've got Andre Sekera and Justin Falk. Those two guys are your go-to guys. They are big, they're strong, they can play in all situations, but it's the depth on the defense that's going to really hurt Carolina. Another problem with the team was their power play. Justin Falk is an offensive defenseman, great skill. Their power play was 28th last season. Justin Falk was one of those guys expected as he matured to really develop into a power play specialist along with Sekera. You've also got offensive guys like John Michael Lyles, Ryan Murphy. These players are supposed to step up on the power play. It didn't get done last year. Offensively, they'll be able to score some goals. Defensively, they've got to continue with the offense from the defense on the power play. And the 5-on-5 play, can this group of defense, the 4 guys especially that we've mentioned, can these guys shut down the opposition to allow both Hudobin and Ward, whoever's in net, the opportunity to only see that first shot and the odd time the second shot? In this game, The answer is obviously no, but this is a very small sample of what you're going to see. But for Carolina to get back in the playoffs, again, this is going to be a huge uphill climb. I wouldn't be surprised if Ron Francis, as this season goes along, assesses his team and says, you know what, these are our weaknesses, and let's look to add certain players to the mix. But if he doesn't, I think it's going to be a long season for Carolina.
Well, right now, being down 5-1 to the Washington Capitals, Carolina not looking forward to playing or having a good time playing in this game. But we did have a chance before the season started to talk to some NHLers about games that they are looking forward to playing or games that they just enjoy watching throughout the season.
Obviously, the last game of the year, last regular season game of the year against Columbus. That's going to be pretty cool to play that last game there.
Well, it's always fun to play the original 6 teams. Now we have quite a few of them that we play, so I think those are always fun games to play.
Obviously, our first game's down in Phoenix, so that's kind of the one you shoot for right off the bat is you want to get off to a good start.
And there are always some games that are more fun than others, like the Boston and Chicago and things like that.
No, it's tough to pick. They all games are individual.
I still get amped up for the Rangers games. Obviously, it's a big rival, and I don't think that's ever going to go away.
No, I can't pinpoint one game. I don't even know the schedule, to tell you the truth. I don't even know when the first game is.
You know, obviously being a Detroit guy, you know, obviously whenever you play the Wings is always, you know, or when we're going home to Joe Louis there, going home to visit the family. And it's always exciting. You know, it's always great to go play in your hometown.
I mean, I like to go back home to Minnesota a little bit and see some family and friends for those games. Anytime I go back to Minnesota and play at home, it's pretty fun, so I know that one.
You know, for myself, I really enjoy playing in Chicago and Montreal. Those are kind of my two, in Toronto. Probably my 3 favorite places to play.
Usually just when you have buddies on other teams or close friends from growing up that you can play against, you look up when those are, and you kind of get jacked up for that.
Your brother playing for the New Jersey Devils, is that the game that you most look forward to every season, playing against your brother and being able to go head-to-head?
Yeah, for sure. And I've been fortunate enough to be on the winning side more than not, so I got to keep it up that way. But I love it. I always look at the schedule, see when we're playing them, whether it's home or away, and it's always a fun night.
Well, BX, the season gets started October 8th, and we get things started here on the network Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Pittsburgh Penguins taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs, as well as October 12th, the Leafs again, this time taking on the New York Rangers. There was a trade today, and yes, Winnipeg Jets GM Kevin Cheveldayoff making his first player trade, and he gets, you can see here, the transaction. And Montreal Canadiens sending Peter Budaj that way, which means Dustin Tokarski seems to have solidified that backup position in Montreal. The Habs end up getting Eric Tangretti. So that is the trade that was made today between Winnipeg and Montreal. When we come back, we're going to take a look at the highlights between Washington and Carolina. Some scary moments in here. Jeff Skinner will not be returning, and right near the end of the period as well, Chris Brown going into the boards. We'll show you all that next.
Dough is the dough that glows. The dough that's fun to play with in the day or night. It's the only dough that you can turn into bendable glowing toys. Roll it out, cut shapes out, stick it up, and watch it glow. Lumidough is super luminous silicone that shines, stretches, and won't leave a mess when you make it bake. Plus, it's reusable, so you can make and remake it in so many ways. Must be 18 or older to order.
Getting the new DQ $5 lunch with not 1 but 2 crispy chicken wraps? That's like...
We've got 1 wrap plus fries, drink, and a sundae. Spin for more. Right.
The new Chicken Wraps $5 lunch, only at your DQ.
Goodyear, driven by those who use the world as their proving ground. Goodyear, more driven.
If a picture is worth 1,000 words, what's a video worth? If it's worth something to you, it's worth sharing on Vimeo. With beautiful HD playback, powerful privacy controls, and no disruptive ads. Join for free at Vimeo.com.
As a city engineer,
I'm responsible for safeguarding the quality of our water. Cities all across America are facing serious challenges to the delivery of clean drinking water. Here's our biggest problem: corroded iron pipe. We just dug this baby up, and you can see why, after just a few years in the ground. Luckily, there's a solution: non-corroding plastic pipe from JM Eagle. It's got a lifespan of 100 years or more, and it's guaranteed for 50. JM Eagle Pipe is saving cities and taxpayers as much as 70% on infrastructure costs while complying with EPA standards. I want the best for my home, too. That's why I use JM Eagle plumbing and electrical conduit. It's durable, corrosion-free, and incredibly lightweight, so it's easy to load and install. So whether it's infrastructure or this structure, let's do things the right way with American-made plastic pipe from JM Eagle. For a special report on this issue, visit jmeagle.com and look for the Eagle, JM Eagle, when you buy.
Carolina Hurricanes, Washington Capitals final preseason game before the regular season gets underway Wednesday, October 8th. First period, Jeff Skinner in on the forecheck, and Matt Niskanen catches Skinner high. Skinner would leave the game, is not returning, no penalty on the play.
Yeah, this is a tough hit on Jeff Skinner. It's a little bit of a forearm shiver, more up on the number on the bicep, but either way, Skinner took it in the head, a history of concussions, and he's out of the game.
Liam O'Brien finds Evgeny Kuznetsov, and Kuznetsov patiently banks it in off Yuri Tlusty.
Yeah, you know what? I think Kuznetsov was trying to go back to O'Brien on this as a pass, but he got the lucky bounce off Tlusty.
He'll take it, and then 34 seconds later, Niskanen starts the breakout. Jason Chimera finishes. It's 2-0 Washington.
Justin Falk caught napping in the middle of the ice right there, got caught turning. Beautiful backhand, no-look pass by Brooks. Like the Chimera, great finish, but Falk got caught puck watching.
Late in the first, Eric Stahl elbows Carl Alsner. Ovechkin comes to his teammates' defense, and Ovechkin and Stahl both earning coincidental liners.
Yeah, Alexander Ovechkin sticking up for his teammates. Didn't like to hit the fact that Eric Stahl left his feet.
Carolina on the power play. Riley Nash stopped. Nash gets the rebound over to Yuri Tlusty, and he gets one on the board for the Canes.
A nice play on the rebound there. Not much that Braden Holtby could do. He tried to keep the rebound close, but didn't get help from his defense.
Under 2 minutes later, Anton Khudobin robs Brooks Orpik, but can't stop Troy Brouwer.
That's a nice play. Great patience, great patience. Khudobin made a couple of stops. Someone's got to pick up the late man.
Then Khudobin can't control Orpik's shot here. Ovechkin would then get on the board as he puts Washington ahead 4-1.
Another situation where the goaltender needs help. The rebound is kicked to the side. It's very difficult to control that rebound and not allow a rebound when it's right along the ice. And Justin Falk just got caught watching the puck again. That's twice for Falk.
Oh, Chris Brown goes into the boards. He stayed down for a bit and would need to be helped off.
That's a nasty play. Very unfortunate, but fortunately, he did leave under his own power.
5-1 is the score heading into the third, but first let's hear from one of the goal scorers, Troy Brouwer, who's with Al Koken.
What did you guys want to accomplish in this final preseason game?
Well, we got a lot of our roster guys in the lineup tonight, so we really wanted to have a good, solid game, get some good confidence, get some good flow, feel like we're playing a fast game so that we have some momentum going into the regular season on Thursday.
Obviously, with a brand new coaching staff, a lot of different things. How will you assess how this training camp has been so far?
You know, our record isn't kind of where we want it to be, but we still like where we're trending right now. We're playing good hockey. We've had a couple lapses here and there, but you know, all growing pains of a new system, new coach, new expectations. So where we are, we're confident that you know, we can start the season off right, and you know, maybe get some wins early on to put ourselves in a better situation than previous years.
Troy Brouwer in the cap.
Well, right now, better situation heading into the third period. But when you look at the shots on net for the Carolina Hurricanes, very few from the forwards.
Yeah, this is surprising. 12 shots through 2 periods for Carolina, and there have only been 4 shots for the forwards, and that is just not good enough. That's what you call really not showing up for the final preseason game. And these are situations, yes, it's preseason, and guys like Alexander Sem and Eric Stahl, they're on the team, no question about it, but this is a situation where veteran players can step up and show some of the younger guys, hey, this is what it's all about. And for Carolina, they've really struggled. I'm not taking anything away from the Washington Capitals. They played an extremely good game. And you heard Troy Brouwer talk about the way they wanted to get their game going. They wanted to end it and get into the preseason on a high. Well, they've done that. They're skating. They're moving the puck. They're putting pucks to the net. And as you saw in the highlights, it's rebound after rebound for Carolina. Not getting engaged are the Carolina Hurricanes in this game. And it's difficult. It is exhibition But on the other hand, I always look at it and say, hey, you want to finish on a high note, and Carolina couldn't be any worse.
Well, and Troy Brower talking about, you got new GM, you got new coach. Well, so do the Carolina Hurricanes. So you're right. Just go into these next few days of practices with a little bit more confidence. But we'll see how the third period ends up shaping up here as we'll send you back to that for the final preseason game. That's it, the final 20 minutes before it all gets started for real on Wednesday. 5-1 is the score here. A lot of the new guys stepping up for the Capitals. Who is going to step up for the Carolina Hurricanes? Enjoy the third period. We will see you after the game.
Sweden's Tier 2 league. Burakovsky, born in Austria, of Swedish descent. Good to see Chris Brown back to the rink after that awkward tumble he took to the end zone boards. Testing the strength in his neck and shoulders for sure. Joe Beninati, Craig Laughlin upstairs as Alex Semin works in on the toe drag as that one ricochet wide. Al Koken's your rinkside reporter. We shout out thanks to all the men and women in our technical crew for their efforts today. Deep slot Stahl rips one wide of Braden Holtby, who's gone the distance in goal for Washington. Quick up for Stahl, 2-on-2 on the attack. Lets it go, pad save, and Holtby did a nice job to corral the rebound.
Yeah, not too far right off his body. Eric Stahl there, captain. A little smile for Braden Holtby as he snares Eric Stahl's shot right into the belly. Braden Holtby, we expect to get the start Thursday night. Getting ready under new coach Barry Trotz. He's all set to go.
Mentioned Burakovsky at 19. Eric Stahl made his NHL debut at 18. It's amazing how he has performed been better than 770 games already. This has been a whistle-plagued and penalty-filled game.
This could be a delay of game, I think, against the Caps here.
Washington 27, 2 for interference.
Well, it's going to be an interference call, so the Caps will go shorthanded right again off the bat. OV does not like the call. Shake of the head there by Alzner. He heads to the box. Penalty killing early on in the third. Right side of the screen. Alzner getting in there, just a little hook and getting in front of the forechecker. That was Lindholm trying to get to the puck. And off he goes to the box.
Gerby rasked Lindholm left to right. Sekera and Falk on the power play points for head coach Bill Peters in his first season behind the Hurricane bench. Niskanen and Hill into penalty kill for Washington. Fair and Brouwer too. Sekera's blast was blunted and Eric Fair will clear, and it's a rapid line change for the penalty killers. 8-man advantages for Carolina today. Sekera full blast through center. Content to play it hard around. Cut off by Holtby. Elias Lindholm swoops in, and it's buzzed wide of the cage. Rask opened up for it. All the way back to Anton Khudobin, who's gone the distance in goal for Carolina today.
Not getting too many second opportunities or third opportunities on their power play, and that's why the Caps have pretty well stifled it. They're certainly getting their penalty killing in order here this afternoon against Carolina.
Canes would have been offside there on the dump in. Caps are able to clear. Just shy of the 2-minute mark in period 3. Alzner serves another 53 seconds. 5-1 for Washington if you're just tuning in. Stahl blasts this one off the pads of Holtby. Point position, Murphy. Switch it up on the outside for Lyles. It was Kuznetsov and Chimera in the opening frame for the Caps. Brouwer, Ovechkin, and Like on the board in the second. Tulosti the lone goal for the white jersey Canes until that BB from Lyles from downtown.
Well, hope he didn't pick that up until it was in and out in a hurry, just like that in a flash. Lyles from long range, but what a bunch of bodies in front of the net. Absolutely no chance for the Capitals netminder to pick this one up. Watch it kick back. There's a chain of command in front. Notice who's in front, and that's Tulosti, who really forces the goaltender to look around him. By the time he does, it's already past the catching glove. Lyles just pounds it home, giving them a power play marker.
Carolina, the third different team with which John Michael Lyles has worked. Colorado and Toronto preceding this stint in Raleigh.
Remember, he was getting ready for the Winter Classic when he was dealt. He was dealt right at Winter Classic time by the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Didn't get the chance to play in the big house.
No, I think he was half dressed, though.
Holtby will melt this. Both Carolina goals today on the power play. Tulosti in the second, and Lyles here in the third. Mark it down at 2:08.
Turning 34 pretty soon. The oldest guy on the team beats Holtby over that glove side. Steady Eddie back there, Joe. Can still skate. That's why at his age, he's still a factor, playing one of the veteran guys and one of the veteran blue liners for Carolina.
There's a penalty call right off the draw. LaRose had the arm up, and Chad's on his way to the box. Braden Holtby will recognize that and make a beeline for the bench. Power play soon for Washington. Through center comes Eric Fair. Plays it on the wing to Niskanen. 6 attackers on in red. Troy Brouwer waiting at the line. As the Canes get possession, they go a man down.
Yeah, right off the hook. Face off a hooking call. The referees come to center ice to make the call.
Carolina, 59, 2 for hooking.
Man, he's a good story, Chad LaRose. You know, he left. He didn't have an exit meeting a year prior to this. Took all of last year off. Said he lost his gusto to play. Then refound it. Then got hurt. Then trying to make the team. Plays his first home game the other night. About 2-minute shift. Gets in. Takes a 5-minute major in game misconduct. Now trying to make the team again tonight. Takes a hooking call. It's going to be a tough road ahead. He's played over 500 games and has the Stanley Cup.
That major for railing Josh Georges of Buffalo on Friday. Johansson deals it on back. Carlson swiftly for Ovechkin on the outside. Power play Washington. Third period of play here at Verizon. Johansson hiding behind the cage. Hainsey keeps an eye on him. They feed to Brouwer. Up top Carlson. Keep it on the flank. Delicately inside. Brouwer turns and buzzed it wide. Ovechkin takes the rebound off the boards. A bad pass there, however. Forced into pressure, and Nashville clear. Third man advantage for Washington.
And you got to watch out for the Canes. One positive of their game last year was the fact that they scored a ton of shorties. Only the Flames had more than Carolina's 11, Joe B.
Alex Ovechkin had 24 power play goals a season ago. Racing away from Toulouse and Falk. Finds Backstrom along the boards. Skips past Johansson. Great feed there and a laser that went wide from Ovechkin, who broke his stick. Carlson on the exterior. Brouwer on the bump set. Carlson waits. Ovechkin's back into the picture with a new hockey stick. Was stick checked by his old one that was on the ice.
Couldn't curl and drag around it.
Ovechkin. Aerial to Johansson. Then Backstrom. Marcus sets up shot. Ovechkin looking down low, pad save Hudobin. The big kick out for Eric Staal to clear.
Good job by Hudobin there on Ovechkin. That was actually a snap pass trying to go far side of Hope. Hudobin sits deep in the paint. That's a layup at the far post. Because he played that aggressively, he's able to kick that out with the left pad.
Fair waltzing in. Gleason put the arm bar on him. Niskanen in a point position for Washington. Burakovsky to Niskanen, this way to Fair. Rister, pad save, rebound Juicy. Burakovsky comes up with it. Lost it to McClement, who'll clear. Canes are back to even strength. 5 minutes into the third and 5-2 for Washington. Yevgeny Kuznetsov resurfacing away from Lindholm. On the interchange through center. Kuznetsov. Finessed it behind the cage for O'Brien. Liam O'Brien to the front. Kuznetsov had his skates, didn't find it. Kirby hot puts it the other way. Into space for Murphy. Kirby towards the goal. Nothing doing, says Nate Schmidt.
Very good team defense there on the rush and attack by Carolina. All 5 guys in red back. Chris Brown, great back check. Everyone was covered on Carolina's opportunity.
Icing against Washington. The assist leaders presented by your local Hyundai dealers. Let them assist you in scoring the lowest prices on the hottest lineup in America. These gents are pretty generous.
Yeah, Nick Backstrom, one of the best last season ahead of Giroux and Getzlaf. The only guys better, Crosby and Joe Thornton. That last power play, the backhand sauce that he threw to Ovechkin, second to none.
Murphy at point position, down low and on through Eric Staal. Two teams at even in full strength with Washington on top by 3. Eric Staal feeds for Semin. He guides that one wide of the goal. Metropolitan Division rivals clashing in this, the final preseason game entirely on the NHL slate. Everything gets cooking on Wednesday for the league. The Caps will get going on Thursday here against the Montreal Canadiens. Hillen on through O'Brien and down. Hudobin will swing it. Sekera for Talusti and off target. Caps working with them. One-touch passing today as Carlson's wrist is deflected into the end zone seats. 6:22 gone by in the third. Hudobin shelled for 5. Carlson would like to see more.
Montel here from Money Mutual. I'd like you to meet Shelley.
I was juggling a lot of payments. I got behind on the electric bill, so I needed money in a hurry.
So you call Money Mutual. They have a network of short-term lenders who can lend you up to $1,000 in as little as 24 hours. Money Mutual has helped over 1 million people like Shelley get short-term cash. It's fast, it's easy, it's private. Shelley's kids think that she's 1 in a million, and so do we. Go to moneymutual.com or call 1-800-555.
Food Network presents a Cutthroat Kitchen epic event. Superstar Sabotage. I'm a master saboteur. 16 superstar chefs shine in this ultimate battle.
I know all your tricks.
How you feeling? My heart rate's getting up there.
Deal with it, boys.
It'll be malicious.
I like it.
Delicious.
Yeah.
And one evilicious tournament. Cutthroat Kitchen Superstar Sabotage premieres this Wednesday night at 9. It's a new night for sabotage. Only on Food Network. Hungry for more? I'm going in. Check out Cooking Channel on Channel 232.
We needed 30 new hires for our call center.
I'm spending too much time hiring and not enough time in my kitchen.
Need to hire fast? Go to ZipRecruiter.com and post your job to over 30 of the web's leading job boards with a single click. Then simply select the best candidates from one easy-to-review list.
You put up one post, and the next day you have all these candidates.
Makes my job a lot easier.
Over 100,000 businesses have already used ZipRecruiter. And now you can use ZipRecruiter for free at a special site for TV viewers. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/offer33.
Technologies with this game summary today. Bad news for Jeff Skinner.
He played all of 12 seconds, hit directly on the chin. Troy Brouwer for the Caps. Joe B, a goal and assist today. And the Washington Capitals continue to add every which way. Brooks Laich, a shorty. And he's also got a helper. A look at how this game has gone along.
6:22 gone by in the third period. 5-2 for Washington today. Veterans happy to see the preseason slate expire soon. Training camp done. They'll focus on 2014-15. Caps will get some home cooking out of the gate. 4 of their first 5 here at Verizon. There's a trip through Western Canada at the end of the month of October. Nate Schmidt, one of the guys, quote, on the bubble, if you will, with a good speed on to Burakovsky, running past Rask. Finds the open man, Hillen. Wrister on the way. Ooh, that took a bite out of Lindholm. Hillen reloads right to the front, steered away by Hudobin. Schmidt keeps it alive. Johansson on the cycle game. That pass was a crisp one, kept in the offensive territory by the Caps. Burakovsky likes to throw that straight arm out there. As it's played away, Elias Lindholm is still hurting on his way to the bench. 5-2 in this one. Our next telecast on Comcast Sportsnet regarding the Capitals, the home opener, Thursday at 7.
Yeah, Montreal in the preseason went 4-2-1. Even Stevens, 17 goals for, 17 goals against. The Caps always seem to do and fare well against the Habs. Let's kick off Thursday with a nice W for the home team.
Pretty tough goalie to face in a season opener.
Yeah, Carey Price always seems to be on his game against the Caps.
These two teams today, division rivals. Ovechkin down the flank, goes to the 180, comes back forehand, pad save, rebound came right on through the paint. Last year was a weird season series between these division rivals. 5 games, the road team won them all. Carolina came in here and won 3 against Washington, and then couldn't do it at PNC. Murphy will give some ground. just past the 8-minute mark of the third.
Well, you know, we talked about the Caps opening up Thursday. Their affiliate in the American Hockey League, the Hershey Bears, open up Saturday night, Joe. How about this schedule? 5 straight on the road, back-to-backs with Norfolk. I think they play them Saturday and then Monday, so there's a day off in between. And 9 of 11 away from Hershey to kick off their season.
Oh, I remember those days.
You're getting on the plane every night, right?
Plane? Are you kidding me? Plane. Talusti back on it.
He used to be the travel coordinator, right?
I had many hats. Many hats to wear in my American Hockey League days, which I remember fondly. If only I could ever find a way to sleep on the darn bus. Never a possibility. On the Toyota League leaderboard, these defensemen, Locker, get in your face.
Rip-off artists. Sakara, number 168, tied with Carlson and Bufflin. John Carlson of the Caps. You can say him second or fourth, however you look at it. And Ryan McDonough with the Rangers over 50. All guys that are very good stripping the puck away from the opposition.
We've been seeing Alsner and Niskanen. We've been seeing Orpik and Carlson, and I would imagine, Locker, that's the way it'll unfold on Thursday.
Yeah, that's it.
Question being, will Mike Green be in the picture Thursday night? We sure hope so. Delayed penalty call coming up against Carolina. Chris Brown had the puck trapped underneath his skates, and we hear the whistle.
I think it's going to be Eric Stahl going off again. We'll see. It could be a hit from behind or a cross check.
Number 12, Carolina. 2 minutes. Cross-checking.
And it's going to be a cross-checking minor to the right of Braden Holtby. So the captain in the box for the second time. Watch him come in. Little shot as he spins around. He's going to get up. And then right there. And that's enough to send the captain to the box. Did not like the way Chris Brown dealt with him down low, and he heads off.
Eric Stahl's been in a feisty mood most of this afternoon. Hurricanes have been missing Jeff Skinner since the early part of the first period, maybe 4 or 5 minutes in at most. He was hit high in the head, took a blow from Matt Niskanen, and was wobbly all the way to the dressing room tunnel. Bad news for a man who has had a concussion in the past. Canes on the penalty-killing chores. Hainsey will send it all the way into Holtby's neighborhood. We near the midway mark of period 3. 4th man advantage for Washington. They were tied for first in the NHL during the regular season last year with Pittsburgh. That power play needs to remain potent this season. Ovechkin, one of the driving forces behind its success. Carlson will bounce it right to Hudobin and his blocker. Hainsey taps it along, and it's sent away by Jay McClement. McClement, remember him from St. Louis and Colorado and Toronto?
And when Francis hired him and decided to sign him from Toronto, he said he brings elements of consistency and leadership to this hockey team, and obviously being a very good face-off guy will help him out in their own zone.
Really durable. I have him only missing some 7 games in the last 8 years, so you can depend on him night after night. Burakovsky will drive it in. Hudobin along the baseboard to Sakara. Kuznetsov is there for Washington. Falk didn't clear. Point position, Niskanen. Burakovsky. Cross rink fair. Fires. Pad save Hudobin. Rebound. Hudobin got a chunk there on Ward. Another bid that's absorbed by the netminder, and he'll squeeze.
Yeah, he just held his ground and took that right into the midsection. Joel Ward and company, some good opportunities here, moving that puck around. Ward in the Brouwer position just recycles to the net, gets a good shot away. That's a great recovery by the goaltender, flashing that pad out to make that stop on Ward sneaking in. Very similar to the play that Eric Fair tied up the game the other night against the Flyers, siphoning down the slot and getting to the puck, hoping for a rebound.
Capitals on top by 3 as Gleason clears. Joel Ward now is in his 4th season in D.C. Holtby having an episode there with Gerby. Good recovery, though, by Burakovsky. Ow. Took a slash right across the midsection. Burakovsky still drives on in. Loops the pass on around to Kuznetsov. 4 power play shots for the Caps. No red light. Schmidt well in from his defense position. Stahl is there to erase things. Eric Stahl interchanging with Gleason from flank to flank. That pass was blocked. Ward drops it off. Kane's in the middle of a line change. Schmidt drives it in from center. An All-American in his own right at the collegiate ranks at the University of Minnesota. Boychuk waiting, posted up along the boards. Schmidt sends this one wide. Murphy in a duel there with Light. John Michael Lyles backtracking. Didn't clear. Schmidt towards the goal. A routine save for Hudobin. As we leak below 8 minutes to go in the third. This one is lobbed ahead. Boychuk does a nice job to stay onside. Taps that pass to himself. And then gets poke checked by Holtby. Rask, point position. Murphy. Didn't get much wood on that, if any. Forced off the line there by Liam O'Brien. Feisty customer in the Washington lineup.
That was a physical shift for Liam. He had 2 or 3 hits that one shift.
Eric Stahl fires, stick save Holtby. Rebound tap to the boards. Well done there by Fair as he goes round and round. Stahl and Chris Terry are in there. Same for Toulousty. 5-on-5 play. Just over 7 minutes to go in the preseason. Around she comes to point position for Falk. Hainsey, high slot to Toulousty. Good defense by Schmidt. On the doorstep there was Alex Semin. It bounced over his blade. Semin, a delicate feed inside. Poke check by Fair. Fair on the run. The give for Backstrom. He fumbled it at the attacking line. Semin, 2-on-2. Look out for the hit from Orpik.
He's lucky he got his head up, or it would have been a shoulder check. It would have been lights out.
Orpik was cutting across right through his skating lane. John Carlson jumps into the rush, content to dump it in. Shots on goal are 33-18. Favor Washington. Here's Johansson on a backdoor pass. Great save by Hudobin as he robbed Burakovsky. Marcus Johansson out there. The Swede will turn 24 tomorrow. Burakovsky stick check in open ice by Riley Nash, who is scissored to the boards by Orpik. Johansson through center. Reinforcements coming. Brouwer rubbed out along the boards. Troy Brouwer has himself on the board today. LaRose racing after Hillen. The bounce turns out to be favorable for Burakovsky at the end of his shift. Rask backpedals into the offensive end. He's covered up by the rookie. You get a real good look at them in the corner. The Do-si-do.
Playing footsie down there.
Spin your partner round and round. Schmidt going after Murphy. Burakovsky has it. He has to be dragging. 19-year-old's out of gas. Hillen's pass off the boards. There's Kuznetsov. And we get the whistle here.
I think. Too many men on the ice for the Caps.
5 minutes to go in the third. We'll put some details to the penalty call. Washington has the advantage by 3. Alex Semin for so long in D.C. Dangerous. Oh, dangerous road there.
Look out, Sasha.
He avoids the obstacle.
The .com is the web's most trusted penny auction source, with discounts you have to see to believe. There are hundreds of brand name, brand new products every day. These are a few items that have recently been won for under $100. And because the price only moves up 1 penny at a time, you get incredible discounts like 85, 95, even 99% off retail. Shop smart, save more, have fun at Beezid.com. That's BEEZID.com. Beezid.
Grapolis, bring prosperity to your people and lay the foundations with the help of the gods of a powerful empire. Plan your strategy, forge alliances, and fight in epic battles. Conquer island after island and become ruler of Grepolis. Play now for free at Grepolis.tv or download the app.
Broadcasting live from the NHL store in Midtown Manhattan, it's NHL Live.
Great to have you with us, everybody.
Steve and EJ bring you inside the hockey world.
There's so much going on. Let's get started. We're going to drop the puck.
Preview the night's action.
You looking forward to this one?
This was circled on the calendar.
Interview the newsmakers via the NHL Arena Cam.
I had a good feeling in the room. We played really well defensively.
And chat with special in-studio guests.
Let's keep up a good job.
Hey, we're
Watch
trying.
you guys a lot.
NHL Live. Weekdays 5 Eastern on NHL Network.
Capitals still in charge with a 3-goal lead over Carolina as we wind down the preseason. I've been very curious to see the things that Barry Trotz is trying to do. I was curious, with a 4-goal lead in the third period, would he play mostly the younger guys and keep the veterans on the bench? Not so. He's been rolling 4 lines. And guys, one of the other things that he said he was going to do, and so far has done the preseason, he's giving that second power play unit some time. In fact, on that last Capital power play, they were the group that had the best chance with Alex Ovechkin on the bench.
Penalty killing time now for the Caps. They've had a steady diet of that today. A 5-2 leader nonetheless. Lyles leans into a blast that goes wide. John Michael Lyles and Yuri Talusti with the power play goals for Carolina. Murphy walking the line, challenged swiftly by Chimera. Lyles kept it in. Has some room. Drifting off the angle now. 5-on-4 for the guys in white. Murphy had it blocked. Way out of play by Joel Ward.
Yeah, a little too long to tee that up for the young defenseman Murphy. Guy that handles the puck real well, but Joel Ward, the veteran, great job on the PK in front of Braden Holtby. That puck up and over the glass. Faceoff stays inside on this other power play here in the third.
Blocker, we mentioned Jeff Skinner was lost to the Canes early in the first. You see the power play numbers today as Carolina threatens again. Sekera sent one to the blocker pad of Holtby. I haven't seen Elias Lindholm in the last little while. Lindholm, who had a hat trick against Buffalo recently. Holtby got a little whisker of that on the way by with a glove.
Yeah, we're seeing only 18 guys, including the goaltender, on the bench. So, yeah, you're probably right on there, Joe.
Sekera on the feed. Falk fires. That didn't get through, and it's tapped on down by Troy Brouwer. Hudobin wastes no time on the clear ahead. That's the last thing you want. You know, it's a preseason game. It means absolutely nothing. You want your guys to get through unscathed. Yeah. And the last thing you would want if you're supporting Carolina would be to see Skinner and Lindholm lost for any time.
2 top 6 forwards right there.
Holtby watching it come on through. Hillen. They jam for it. Johansson gets it past Falk, and Fair is on the run. Jumping up into the play, it's Schmidt behind the D. Pad save Hudobin. Fair fires, and Hudobin challenged well there. Caps looking for a second shorty on the day. Brooks Laich had the other. A little bit more than 3 minutes to go in the NHL's preseason festivities. With the NHL on CSN Mid-Atlantic and the NHL Network. Caps and Carolina concluding matters. The Canes will open up home and home with the New York Islanders Friday and Saturday. Washington will entertain Montreal here on Thursday. Gleason bumps it to the corner. Below the goal line, Nash dummies it through for McClement. Hainsey, then Gleason. No worries for Holtby.
Absolutely no white jerseys in front of the net. Routine stop. Holtby just technically perfect. Stick on the ice, pads on the ice, absolutely nothing.
O'Brien with a sturdy wrist shot there, high. Hainsey around the boards. Anxious next few days for Liam O'Brien, won't it?
Yeah, it will be. The way he's played this whole preseason, coming out of nowhere. Former line mate Al Coken broke that story about being picked up and being seen a lot by Alan Haworth, and one of the Capital scouts, and now he makes his mark. I mean, he could be an NHLer the way he's played in this preseason.
Liam had one of those Gordie Howe hat tricks in the preseason against Boston. Youngster turned 20 back in July. Tuesday, 5 p.m., the deadline for opening night rosters to be settled all around the NHL. 1:40 left in this one. Alex Semin drags the puck loose from the corner. Put to the boards by Kuznetsov. Joel Ward there for Washington. And Yevgeny Kuznetsov will work his way, worming his way into the offensive zone. Drops it. Schmidt fires, armed away by Hudobin. Shots on goal, 37-21 unofficially. Washington in the attack territory. Not for long. Semin on to Eric Stahl, and then to Lusty, who needs a breather. 1 minute to go in the preseason right now. Verizon Center stands will be full on Thursday when the Canadians come to town. Niskanen shuffles it for Alzner. Carl makes a break for it. Chris Brown chopped it ahead. O'Brien going after Falk, who knew that there was going to be a hit coming.
Well, his game isn't over, is it?
Nope. To the front, stick save Hudobin. Caps nearing 40 shots for the contest. Washington will finish the preseason at 5-3. Carolina will be 2-5. Burakovsky lets it go. That was blocked. 15 seconds now. Boychuk feathers it ahead. Chris Brown there for Washington. 10 ticks left. Hockey fans in the nation's capital rising to their feet to salute the guys in red. Their preseason exercise is done. 5-2 winners over the Canes.
That's a good way to finish her off because they played arguably their most complete game. Their power plays in order. Their penalty killing was superb against Carolina, and they had a lot of puck possession. They didn't allow Carolina much 5-on-5. A very strong effort for the guys in red here at Verizon Center today.
Celebrating with Braden Holtby, a 5-2 decision. Locker and I will put a bow on this one in just a few moments. Get you back to downtown D.C. right here on Comcast Sportsnet.
All right, relief. Preseason is over. It's time for the real deal on Wednesday, October 8th. This was the final preseason game. Washington Capitals taking it 5-2 over the Carolina Hurricanes. John Michael Lyles getting the only goal in that third period. It was for the Canes. Too little, too late in this one. Welcome back inside our NHL Network studios. Annie Petrillo alongside Dave Reed. And to get this one started, it was really only 12 seconds into Jeff Skinner's shift when he took an elbow to the head from Matt Niskanen, left the game, did not return. And this is just scary, especially when you're dealing with a guy like Jeff Skinner, who we already know has had concussions in the past.
Oh, you're absolutely right, Andy. And even though it's exhibition and it might have been a precaution in there that he did not come back, although he did look a little woozy when he was going off the ice. A very unfortunate situation, and in my mind, watching the play, it doesn't look like Niskanen was going to hurt him. It looked like he was stepping into the check, and Skinner, not being a big guy, took the better part of the elbow and then not necessarily forearm, but bicep right on the side of the face and in the chin. He left the game. This is difficult because of the timing of the injury coming into the regular season. You've only got a few days before the regular season starts. Not that a head injury, possible concussion isn't difficult at any time, but for the Carolina Hurricanes, who have already lost Jordan Stahl to a serious leg injury, now you're losing your best goal scorer and one of the elite goal scorers really in the National Hockey League, and Jeff Skinner, to a injury that we're not really sure how bad it is. But if this is a significant injury that's going to take a month or 6 weeks, Carolina cannot afford to lose that. But tough way to start the game for Carolina, especially for Jeff Skinner.
Well, Washington Capitals saying they wanted to finish on a high note heading into the regular season, also acknowledging the fact that they have a new coach behind the bench. They're learning new systems, and this is a team we always knew could